Really struggled for game time. Obviously they brought Kepa in this season because they don't feel he's good enough to be their number one, but you have to feel when he has come in and this season he's proven he is good enough to be a Premier League number one. I think maybe the time is coming where he needs to go and find himself another club in the not too distant future. I think he's told us that kind of when we interviewed him after the I can't remember which game it was he played recently away from home, that he's told the club he wants to be playing. Obviously he couldn't go back out on loan this season because Neto got that gig instead, going to Arsenal. So yeah, I mean, a great number two for Bournemouth to have on the bench. You can understand why they want to keep him around for that. But as far as his career and his age, you feel probably he needs to go and find the regular number one spot somewhere.
Yeah, I think goalkeepers, it's a completely different scenario, isn't it? With them, it's a waiting game to find a club that you are the number one and you can be the number one for maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. It's that sort of situation. But when you're that young, sometimes you think you're capable of playing in first. He's got me again, that every time, that makes me jump. Unbelievable.
He's done it again.
Whoa.
Those fireworks have warmed us up quite considerably by a few degrees.
I think there's a little extra TNT in those fireworks.
There was.
Awfully close, Willow, as well.
I know, I thought they were firing at me.
Got any eyebrows left?
We all nearly fell out of our chair. Sweet Caroline was cut short, much to the annoyance of Willow there. Only went on for 20 seconds. We had the light show.
Does that come out on air, them rockets? Like, I've never heard it.
You better believe it. Yeah, it does. Well, that adds to it, and we're all quite warm now after those fireworks, and we are nearly ready for a game of football. Our live football commentary last night, it finished Southampton 1, Chelsea 5. Lots of reaction on BBC Sounds, including our latest BBC Sounds episode of Going Home with Adam and Joe, and Saints boss Russell Martin. Today in cricket, Hampshire losing their final group match in the Global Super League out in Guyana to Victoria, and at half-time in Speedway we'll hear from new Paul Pirate signing Louis Kerr, who has been speaking to Logan Lawson. But we'll cross now to your commentary team. Bournemouth against Tottenham Hotspur on your smart speaker, BBC Sounds, BBC Sport website and app, and on all BBC Radio Solent frequencies. Your summariser is John Williams, your commentator is Jordan Clark.
Waldo, thank you very much. Good evening. Welcome to the Vitality Stadium. This game is being billed as box office. Don't take your eyes off it. Make sure you stay rooted to the spot for 90 minutes of what could be pure entertainment if it lives up to its billing. 81 goals already in 26 Premier League matches involving these two teams this season. Two teams who love to play with high intensity, love to press high. Tottenham top of the stats for high turnovers. Bournemouth top of the stats for high turnovers, leading to shots. It could be action-packed. Let's wait and see and find out, shall we? Your team news tonight for Bournemouth against Tottenham. 2 changes for the Cherries to the side that won 4-2 away at Wolves at the weekend. At the back, Marcos Senesi not in the squad at all, missing through what we understand is a thigh injury. We'll try and find out some more on that post-match from Andoni Iraola. Dean Howson comes in for only his 4th Premier League start, his first since the Liverpool away defeat back on the 21st of September. Bournemouth £15 million summer signing from Juventus. The other change, perhaps no surprise, Antoine Semenyo, star man this season, available again after a 1-match ban, comes in for David Brooks. So Bournemouth, Kepa in goal, Smith, Zabani, Howson and Kirkes your back 4. Tyler Adams, after 90 minutes at Wolves, continues in midfield with Lewis Cook only fit enough to return to the bench. He's alongside Ryan Christie. Kluivert's in the 10, the hat-trick hero from Saturday. Semenyo down the right, Tavernier down the left, Evan Nilsson leading Bournemouth's line. Cook, Hill, Aarons, Billing, Unal, Ouattara, Brooks, Kinsey and Travers is the Cherries bench. Tottenham make 3 changes from the side that drew 1-1 with Fulham last time out. Gray comes in for his first Premier League start, their £30 million summer signing from Leeds, the young 18-year-old. Kulusevski gets a start, and Dominic Solanke, the former Bournemouth striker, recovering from illness, also comes in to lead their line. Out go Porro, Son and Werner. They've got Forster in goal, Gray, Dragusin, Davis and Udogi the back 4. Sarr, Bissouma and Maddison Maddison the midfield three, Johnson, Solanke and Kulusevski are your front three for Spurs. Their bench: Reguilon, Spence, Bergvall, Werner, Son, Porro, Lancashire, Oluseyi and Austin is the sub-goalkeeper. As referee Simon Hooper gets us underway at the Vitality Stadium under the lights on a Thursday night in the Premier League. Bournemouth against Tottenham. The Cherries in red and black tops, black shorts and black socks will shoot from our left to right. We're commentating from the main stand. They'll shoot towards the Ted McDougall South Stand over this first 45. Tottenham in their change kit, baby blue. They'll shoot from our right to left towards the Steve Fletcher North Stand. Long ball over the top from Bournemouth, looking for the run of Evanilson, dealt with by Dragusin just about, drops to Evanilson, but then he can't get the ball square out to the far side, looking for Kluivert, and then it's nearly won back by Christie in the centre circle, but Tottenham will send it forward. Won back by Bournemouth in Howson, up towards halfway. Justin Kluivert gets fouled and wins a free kick. The wind and rain has finally stopped at the Vitality Stadium, and here's Milos Kerkez. Lets Kluivert through the middle to the edge of the box. Evanilson can't get his foot on it. Dragusin steps in, and Tottenham will come away with it through Brennan Johnson, halfway inside his own half. He'll send a long ball forward, looking for Kulusevski, and Howson comes across to cut him off and goes back to Kepa, who's all in yellow tonight, top shorts and socks, and he clears long over the halfway line. It's chested down by Ben Davies, and here's Brennan Johnson again on the left hand side, this near side for Tottenham. Kulusevski over there as well, square ball infield, looking for Basuma inside the centre circle now. No options for him out on the right wing in front of the east stand. Tottenham very compact over on this left side, and here they come down the left now, flying forward into the Bournemouth box. Zabani comes across and cuts off the onrushing Destiny Udogie, and it'll be a throw in to Tottenham 18 yards out, and a slight pause means we can say good evening, John Williams.
Yeah, after all them fireworks, nice bit of peace and quiet.
The game tonight live across the UK on the BBC Sounds app and your smart speakers if you ask them to play BBC Radio Solent, as well as all Solent frequencies, FM, DAB and Freeview television channels 714 and 715. So plenty of ways to listen, and as we always say, if you know someone further afield that usually likes to listen but can't, they can this evening in the UK or of course around the world via the AFC Bournemouth website. Here's Spurs on the halfway line. Long ball forward from Ben Davies, making his 300th Premier League appearance this evening. Becomes the 5th Welshman to do that, behind the likes of Gary Speed, Ryan Giggs. Here's James Maddison, the Tottenham captain, left side of the Bournemouth box. Back out to the byline, and a touch for Dominic Solanke. A couple of tiny jeers there from the Cherries fans. Solanke, short sleeves and gloves, gets bundled over and wins a free kick. It was Evanilson or Tyler Adams, I think maybe. In fact, both of them were around him. Sandwiched him, he went down, wins a free kick for Tottenham. It's about halfway inside the Bournemouth half. It's just in from this near left hand side. John Williams, yes, Dominic Solanke back at the Vitality
Stadium. Yes, here he is, here he comes. We've got a bit of defending to do here.
Here's Archie Gray, bright orange boots for the 18-year-old. Made some Europa League appearances from the start so far, with his first Premier League start. Back to the left now, about 20 yards out. Maddison, infield to Udogie. Udogie trying to get to the byline, gets a square cross in towards the penalty spot. Antoine Semenyo gets it away, and Bournemouth will pass their way out from the back, all the way to the halfway line. Evanilson gets dragged to the ground by Ben Davies, and that's a free kick, and surely that's a yellow card, John Williams.
Yeah, of course it is, no doubt. Oh, one more touch. I think it was Semenyo out on this right hand side. If he could have just prodded it, we were in on goal. When it's one-on-one and the final pass is a through ball, sometimes yellow doesn't seem harsh enough.
And Ben Davies now is going to use all of that 300 Premier League game experience for 86 minutes up against Evanilson on a yellow card. And Evanilson, you know, is going to be niggling away at him. And the ball goes out after a long ball forward towards Justin Kluivert for a goal kick to Tottenham. It's goalless here at the Vitality Stadium into the 5th minute in the Premier League. Andoni Ola out on the edge of his technical area, hands in pockets, winter jacket on, as is the man to his right, the Australian Ange Postecoglou, with a very stern, serious look on his face. Throw into the Cherries, halfway inside Tottenham's half, far side, in front of the east stand, the Bournemouth left. Tavernier goes back towards Dean Howson. Willow, what do you make of the challenge ahead for Dean Howson tonight?
Well, he's just
looked really good on debut, didn't he, away at Forest?
Yes, he did. Fantastic, but he's just dropped the clanger there. He's let the ball run out for a throw-in, thinking it was our ball. And it's gone the Tottenham way.
And Gray will take it down the right, the far side. looking for the feed of Solanke. Solanke weaves away from Howson, and then nearly Tyler Adams, but Tyler Adams got enough on it, and Bournemouth clear up towards halfway. And the Brazilian Evanilson is again immediately on top of Tottenham, but they do well and go back to Fraser Forster. And the former England goalkeeper gets play moving forward through Doggy, and then Maddison on halfway. They'll lay it forward to Kulusevski, edge of the Bournemouth box. He shoots early, shoots straight at Kepa, who holds on to it, but a fair bit of space there for Kulusevski.
Yeah, here's the first threat we've had. Maddison, he's going to be the danger. I think I remember in the past we've come up against him. That Cookie usually went and marked him man for man for a spell.
Howson clears. There's a little flick from Kluivert on the half turn out to Tavernier on the right, and Tavernier in a wrestling match really with Pape Sarr. And Sarr wins a free kick for Tottenham just outside the centre circle. Bournemouth win it back really well on halfway. Tyler Adams with a bit of help from Kluivert. Semenyo on halfway, stepped in from the right now, back inside the centre circle. He skips away from Bissouma, and then they'll lay it out to the left hand side in Tavernier. Tavernier looks early for Semenyo on the edge of the box, cut off by Tottenham, and James Maddison will spin away from Ryan Christie, and there's a bit of space through Doggy down the left hand side. Held up on halfway.
We can't help feel that we should have made more out of that. Semenyo just held onto the ball a little bit too long, I think. Maddison.
Here's Sarr and Bissouma. Bissouma halfway inside Bournemouth's half, sends it out to the left hand side, and Udogie. Square ball along the ground, infield, Kulusevski. Zabani goes to ground, square ball towards the 6-yard area from Kulusevski. It's cleared with the outside of the left boot by Milos Kerkez. And again Davis hauls down Evanilson, and free kick, says the referee. And Andoni Iraola says, referee, keep an eye on that one. Yeah. I mean, that's just clumsy from Davis, not as cynical as the first one. But probably right, just a free kick and no second yellow card, but he's going to have to be really careful.
He is, you're right there. He's in the corner of the classroom, everyone's looking at him at the moment.
Kepa looks up with the free kick and goes long, looking for the run of Evanilson, up against Davis. Evanilson bundles into Davis, play on, says the referee. Davis gets up and gives a mouthful to referee Simon Hooper. No free kick, he says. Tottenham will come away with it on a halfway. James Maddison, ball over the top, looking for Solanke. Howson's got the clearance from. Here is Solanke, through on goal, over the bar, into the north stand, and it's a good recovery from Dean Howson there. Got the initial clearance wrong, but did enough to put Dominic Solanke off. But there, just a flash of what Howson is going to be up against this evening in the former Cherry striker.
Yeah, he did well. I think he may have even deflected it over, did he? We're just about to have another look as he gets his foot in. Maybe, don't know. It's a goal kick anyway.
His foot clashed with Solanke's foot. It's been given as a goal kick.
But it was his misfortune not to connect with the ball first. Got to be careful there.
Goal kick then. Howson and Zabani are either side of the 6-yard area, waiting for the short one, but Kepa goes long over halfway. Evanilson brings it under control. Evanilson goes down again. Here's Bissouma. Finds Maddison inside the centre circle. James Maddison just popping up all over the place at the moment. Scored the first goal in Tottenham's 2-0 win here last season, back in August. Now work it out to the right hand side. Kulusevski again. He got the second goal in that 2-0 victory. Here's Archie Gray, right side of the Bournemouth box, just held up. Maddison again. Little intricate passing with Kulusevski on the edge of the Bournemouth area, but Kerkez steps in, wins it back, and Bournemouth will try and settle things down through Marcus Tavernier. Tyler Adams and Milos Kerkez joins in on the edge of his own area. Kerkez skips away from Kulusevski. Switch of play from left to right to the feet of Adam Smith, brings it under control. First touch was brilliant with his orange boots, and then lays it forward to Semenyo. Semenyo held up on halfway. We know Tottenham's defensive line always so high, and it's just squeezing Bournemouth at the moment. Not a lot of room for them to work in.
Yeah, you're quite right. I'm just checking out the two centre halves here for Tottenham, watching Ever. He's making runs off the side of them. We've just got to make sure we give him the ball away again. Get the ball down the side of the centre half so we can make races.
Here comes Evanilson again, because Gray goes back to Fraser Forster, and immediately Evanilson is on Forster, but he finds the return pass out to the right side of the area, and Gray, then the press is on from Marcus Tavernier, gets a good foot in there, goes out for a throw into Tottenham, deep inside their own half, over by the corner flag on the far side, the Tottenham right. That's a good press from the Cherries.
Yeah, everybody working together for that one. Very good. I'm a bit like you, and Maddison is a concern for me. I think somebody's going to have to mark him.
Throwing goes down the line. It's one back by Adams. Here's Christie, edge of the area, tried to skip round Dragusin, but there was a sliding tackle from the Romanian, and then it's given away by Zabani. Here's Dominic Solanke on halfway. He's driving forward. It's 2-on-1. Smith and Howson have got across to help defensively. Still Solanke shoots left-footed. Dean Howson there again for Bournemouth. Came across to help out Ilya Zabani there, unlike Zabani on halfway.
Yeah, he just dwelled on the ball, just had an extra touch, but it's not like him. And Dominic's absolutely powered away, made 30 yards. Howson got back to help his mate out. Just got the block in for the corner.
Bournemouth 0, Tottenham 0 at the Vitality Stadium. Live on BBC Radio Solent across the UK on the BBC Sounds app and smart speakers. Corner to Tottenham, away to our left-hand side. James Maddison will deliver, right-footed, left arm up in the air from the Spurs skipper. It's curling, it's towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Cleared by Bournemouth, headed back in by Archie Gray. Cherries get a second header away, and now Justin Kluivert will try and break forward. He's got acres of space to run into if he can open his legs up, which he does. Skips away from Gray and then goes down. Justin Kluivert, he slipped, I think.
He did.
Gray didn't get the clearance into the right area, and that would have left Justin Kluivert clean through, Willow, if he hadn't lost his footing.
Absolutely, that was a great run by Kluivert.
Here come Bournemouth again. Semenyo through the middle. Kluivert gets bundled over by Dragusin, wins a free kick. Christie wants to take it quickly, decides against it. Halfway inside the Tottenham half, just right of centre. Simon Hooper just says, hang on a minute, I'm going to get my magic spray out. Simon Hooper's last Bournemouth game and only Bournemouth game last season was their 3-1 defeat away at Spurs.
Well, Tavernier, Kluivert on the ball. Let's see how this pans out. Have we got a box of tricks to come?
There is a one-man wall, kind of two, Kulusevski, and then with about a 3-yard gap, James Maddison to his right. It's Kluivert to delivered, right foot. It's not a great free kick, didn't get any height on it. It's cleared on the edge of the 18 by Tottenham. Here's Tavernier, he's got it back at his feet. He delivers towards the back post, the far side. It's over the head of Semenyo, it's too much on it. Bounces out of play, goal kick, still 0-0.
No, that didn't work out as planned. No height on the ball going in. Easier for Spurs to clear the ball. Goal kick, 2 balls on the pitch.
In the 13th minute here at the Vitality Stadium, half time at Craven Cottage. Fulham 1-0 up on Brighton in the Premier League's other game tonight. Alex Iwobi with a very early goal in that game in the 4th minute, and keep you across the goals in the second half of that match. Of course, significant for both teams in terms of the league table tonight and what they could potentially do with a result. Here's Tottenham, left side of the Bournemouth box. Udogie, back to Brennan Johnson. Here's Basuma. Basuma just held up by Ryan Christie. Halfway inside the Cherries half. 5 yards in from this left-hand touchline. Down in front of us, James Maddison's over there now as well. Back to Basuma, looks up and thinks about the switch and goes into the centre circle and Dragusin. Ball over the top, down the right wing, looking for Archie Gray. Way too much on it from the Romanian, bounces out of play. Goal kick to the Cherries. Yeah, Bournemouth with a win tonight could potentially move up to 8th. That's if Fulham were to lose to Brighton, but Fulham winning, of course, at the moment, then 9th would be the highest that Bournemouth could get this evening. Spurs themselves 6 points off the top 4, could move up to 5th with a win if Brighton were to lose and that scoreline stayed the same.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one. You can see that both teams trying to make inroads into the other, but say it's happening for either at the moment. Perhaps Tottenham might have had more of the ball.
Very interesting, Willow. That was long again from Kepa. They are not taking any risks playing out from the back, knowing how good Tottenham are at pressing high. Tottenham not quite so bothered or worried by Bournemouth's press at the moment. That's gone back to Foster again, and just a little bit shaky with the pass to the left. He got enough on it to Davis, and now Tottenham will try and break down this near left-hand side. Brennan Johnson, low ball into the box, cleared by Dean Howson. Steps across again in front of Kulusevski. Important stuff that from Howson. And the ball is with Zabani and now Adam Smith, the Cherries captain, in his rainbow armband this evening. Flicked on by Semenyo down this near right hand side. Here's Evan Nilsson trying to weave past Dragusin, gets the ball round the other side in, but he can't get there, and then there's a heavy back pass to Fraser Forster, whose clearance has gone straight up into the air. It's just about stayed in. That came down with snow on it, and Evan Nilsson's got it right side of the box. Christie, left-footed cross into the area, headed away by Gray.
That was a great ball in. It was there for heading. Both boys on the far post were waiting for it to land on them, but you've got to make a move and get a run across a defender.
What do you make of that back pass from Dragusin? Well, he's absolutely fired that at Fraser Forster. He will not thank him for that, the Tottenham goalkeeper. Here's Semenyo now, right side of the Spurs box, 18 yards out, square ball. Christie back out to the right, and Smith's going to deliver a low cross into the front post, not dealt with. Evan Nilsson shoots goalwards. It's saved by Fraser Forster. It was really, really point blank range from Evan Nilsson. He just spun on it, fired it, and Fraser Forster stood tall and big, and it bounced off him behind for a corner. Tottenham getting themselves in all sorts of mess at the back there between the doggy and Dragusin, Willow. Oh,
Evan Nilsson, he's been so unfortunate. All he can do is prod at it because the keeper's coming towards him, but he does win us the corner.
Iraola with his head in his hands, the Bournemouth boss. Corner to the Cherries. First of the game so far. Marcus Tavernier away to our right, places it down. Justin Cliver, right corner of the box. Watch out for the routine. Let's see what we get. Tavernier thinks about it, and still we wait. Kirkes unmarked on the left-hand corner of the box. Everyone else bar Adam Smith in the area. Tavernier delivers towards the back post. Howson! Dean Howson with the header! Bournemouth go 1-0 up on Tottenham. A brilliant delivery from Tavernier from the corner, and Dean Howson pops up unmarked at the back post. In the side for the injured Senesi. He puts the Cherries in front. Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0.
Well, it's another set play. It's another box of tricks they've come up with. Whoever's doing the set plays is in the corner at the moment. Howson, a great ball by Tav to the far post. Still got a lot to do, but he heads it down into the ground and it goes past the keeper. I think there's even one standing on the line. It beats him as well. What a great header. Perfect header into the bottom corner.
Dean Howson's first Bournemouth goal. And he'll have enjoyed that one in front of the south stand. As we see a shot of Ben Davies just rolling his eyes and looking to the sky.
Yeah, well, the manager won't be happy with that one defensively. He was completely free on the far post. Now, will that change the way the game pans out? There's another long one from Tottenham this time.
Over on the right hand side, looking for Kulusevski, and Dean Howson comes across and cuts it off, can't keep it in. Throw into Tottenham, 18 yards out. Kulusevski thinks about the quick one, then waits and leaves it for Archie Gray. I think they were expecting the routine along the ground there, Willow, with Cliver and Kirkes.
Well, they fooled everyone, didn't they? It was a great ball to the far post and a great header.
Another set-piece goal for Bournemouth from the corner. Here come Tottenham at the other end. James Maddison wins the corner for Spurs. Good defending from Kirkes. Stood on his feet. Just let Maddison essentially run into him.
Yeah, just made sure he had his arms behind his back as well. It was good thinking. Now, a set-piece the other end. Tottenham to have one.
Big Ange is pacing down in front of us with arms folded, shaking his head now. Corner to Tottenham over on the far side. Low towards the front post, flick goalwards and flick wide by Dominic Solanke.
I have to say it worked,
into
Jordan.
The advertising board.
It worked. They had one over on us there. Dominic went across quite a way across the two markers on the near post and got his head on it. It'd have been much more of a glance. Might have found the far corner.
Milos Kirkes, left side for Bournemouth, 18 yards out, ball forward looking for Cliver, cut off by Bissouma, work back out to the right and Gray. Here's Bissouma again after a 1-2, 18 yards out, tight to the touchline, square ball infield to the feet of Kulusevski, trying to find room for the shot. He does shoot, he shoots wide, behind. It's a goal kick. It's Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0 on BBC Radio Solent and BBC Sounds across the UK. Dean Howson, the young Spaniard, just 19 years of age, with his first Premier League goal, his first Bournemouth goal, to give Bournemouth the lead in the 17th minute. A header from a Marcus Tavernier corner.
Great corner. Kudelewski just a bit wide with that shot, 3 or 4 feet over the bar.
The corner, of course, coming from a moment where Evan Nilsson nearly gave the Cherries the lead. It was saved by Forster, put behind for a corner. Here's Kulusevski inside the centre circle, turns away from a couple of Bournemouth players, sends it out to Gray, and a little bit of space on the right, marked closely by Kirkes now. Back in field to Kulusevski, ball along the ground into the box, finds the feet of Dominic Solanke. Howson's there with him, forces Solanke to play the ball back out of the area, out to the right, and Gray and Maddison back to Gray again, halfway inside Bournemouth's half, in front of the East Stand. This place packed to the rafters as always. Great noise so far inside Vitality Stadium on this Thursday night. Bournemouth and Evan Nilsson lurking on the halfway line. They do well through Bissouma. Semenyo cuts off the pass from Bissouma though, and now Bournemouth have got space for Kluivert down the right. Kluivert away from Bissouma, brilliant from Kluivert, gets pulled back, play on says the referee, because the ball's rolled into the path of Ryan Christie. Christie, square ball into the area, looking for Evan Nilsson, comes back out to Semenyo. Here's Tavernier looking for the back post. Christie was there, he just couldn't get close enough to the ball. Good defending from Udogie to nudge Christie out of the way, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Bright stuff again from the Cherries, and there's a yellow card in there for Yves Bissouma for that tackle on Justin Kluivert down on this near right hand side. The second Spurs player into the book. Can't have any complaints, Willow.
No, Bissouma quite rightly booked there. It was another quick break with Kluivert. So unfortunate, right across the 6-yard box. It was just a couple of feet in front of Christie, who I think had been tugged back a little bit, but not enough for a foul.
Goal kick then. Tottenham want to take it short, which they do. Dragusin inside the 18-yard area receives the pass from Fraser Forster. Forster, of course, in goal at the moment with their number one Vicario out injured long term with a broken foot. Only played once last season, Fraser Forster, in the Cup. Here come Bournemouth again, bit of space for Semenyo, and unlike Semenyo, that's a heavy first touch as it dropped out of the sky, just bounced off his shin, but then Adam Smith pressing high, wins it back for the Cherries halfway inside the Tottenham half, but it comes off of Smith last. It'll be a throw in to Spurs.
Yeah, you're right, Semenyo there, just he'd have had money on him controlling that, but not that time. Out.
Sarr plays it straight out under pressure from Tavernier, who's come all the way across, Willow, from the left wing to press Sarr there and put him under pressure. And Bournemouth have a throw down this near right hand side. Smith takes it just inside the Spurs half, dinks a ball forward looking for Kluivert, central position, headed away by Spurs only as far as Tyler Adams. Back out there again from the start after 90 minutes against Wolves.
Haven't mentioned Tyler much, have we?
No, I think he's just gone about his business quietly, Willow, so far,
just to try and
getting
see
the job done.
Just trying to see his role. I wonder if it's more, well, it's not in this case with Morrison. Spurs just playing it round the back, folks, nothing happening.
Brack with Fraser Forster, who's in the brightest of oranges goalkeeper kit you've ever seen. You won't miss him this evening. Flag up for offside against Kluivert, who was also nudged in the back there by Archie Gray. Spurs with a fair few injury problems at the moment. Out with Van der Ven, Bentancur suspended, Richarlison missing through injury, Romero, two of their probably first choice centre backs not available.
Just look at that space Maddison's got in the middle of the pitch there. Just a concern for me, that is.
He's on the left of the three for their midfield, isn't he, Willow? And
it breaks down.
He just drifts all over the place. Kirkes is fouled on halfway in front of the stand opposite us. Free kick, says Hooper, the referee. And Tyler Adams will take it and send Kirkes forward, who, like Dominic Solanke, has gone short sleeves and gloves this evening. Howson takes the free kick, left-footed, long, over the top, looking for Evan Nilsson. It bounces inside the box and bounces out for a goal kick. Evan Nilsson just nudged Dragusin out of the way there. Yeah,
that was quite strange. It seemed similar sort of run at Wolves. That one is the penalty early on.
It's one of those we've talked about in the build-up as well, Willow, where he's just trying to, being alert to Evan Nilsson, ready to catch the defenders.
Yeah.
Sleeping, basically.
Yeah. Trying to play to his strengths, that's the main thing.
The celebration, which you'll see back, I'm sure, on social media between Howson, I think it was Tavernier and Semenyo, where they stand with like their hands in their pockets, was an interesting one after the goal. See if we can get to the bottom of that after the game. Throw into Tottenham on the far side, they're right. In fact, it's gone the way of Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Solanke not happy. He's chuckling away to himself, says, how have you done that? Assistant referee. Kirkes will pick the ball up and take the throw in. Tottenham just one win in their last 5 in all competitions coming into this evening. One win in their last 3 in the Premier League. That was 4-0 over Man City.
Yeah, seen that game, dear me.
At Man City as well, of course. Headed forward from Christie, chested down once and then on the right shoulder by Evanilson, but Tottenham step in and get it away from him. Udogie infield, pressed by Semenyo and Evanilson. Different kind of game for Antoine Semenyo this evening, Willow, so far. Very defensive performance from him. Infield, breaking up play, not seen a great deal of him flying forward. Here comes the ball into the top Bournemouth box from the right, the far side. Terry's get it away and Marcus Tavernier will try and dribble up towards halfway. He does really well under pressure, but then Basuma steps in and cuts him off, and there's a square ball infield to Maddison. Maddison pressed quickly by Christie. Semenyo has to link up as well, but then Tottenham win it back, and then Christie clumsily goes flying into James Maddison. Maddison stayed down holding his knee. That was a nasty collision between the pair of them.
Yeah, that's bone on bone. That is very painful.
Ouch.
The both of them seem has gone off.
I think that was knee on knee, Willow, you're right.
Oh.
You feel that one from up here.
Them over the years.
They're both up, which is the good thing. They're both moving a bit gingerly. They're both very quick to apologise.
They've got to wear
sort of like high five.
They've got to wear shin pads even though their socks on all the way up.
Willow, have you seen the shin pads they wear these days? They're about the size of a mobile phone, not even that big. Not fashionable anymore. I guess that's because you don't get the nasty, aggressive tackles that you used to get. They feel that perhaps they don't need the protection anymore. It's a different kind of game now.
Maybe.
Short ball out to the right from Tottenham. Kulusevski down the line to Gray, 18 yards out, held up by Tyler Adams. Over by the corner flag now as they just drift to the left from our viewpoint in the main stand. Still held up by the corner flag and Tyler Adams. Tavernier joins in, but Tottenham work it well. Here's Kulusevski again, who's been involved in a lot for Tottenham so far in the final third of Bournemouth half. Here come Tottenham through the middle to the edge of the area. A little flick from Dominic Solanke, and there's an outstretched Kepa scrambling away to his right hand side. He palms it behind for a corner. Maddison somehow managed to squeeze the shot and goal. Not a lot of power behind it. In fact, it came off of Kirkes, I think, under pressure from Maddison.
I think he was trying to stop the corner, the goalkeeper.
Not sure Kepa got much on it. May have been fingertips, but because it came off of Kirkes, that's why we've got the corner. It was all a bit crowded inside the Bournemouth box then. James Maddison will take away to our left. Approaching the half-hour mark, Bournemouth 1-0 up against Tottenham. Dean Howson with the goal in the 17th minute. Corner to Spurs, right-footed from Maddison to the back post. Semenyo up to win the header away. Clears the 18-yard area. And Marcus Tavernier will sprint up towards halfway to put Basuma under pressure. They'll work it out to the right, and Sarr held up on halfway again. Here's Dragusin. Basuma inside the centre circle. Bournemouth with all 11 men back behind the ball at the moment, are happy to let Spurs have it on halfway.
The crowd can feel it, the need to get behind the lads, and they're doing just that. The Red Army goes round the ground.
Sarr inside the centre circle. Sends it out to the right. Kulusevski again. How many times have we said his name tonight? Square ball infield, halfway inside the Bournemouth half to Maddison. Looks back out to the right and Basuma. Low ball to the edge of the box. Kulusevski's popped up again for Spurs. Trying to find room for the pass or maybe the shot. Bournemouth squeeze that room and Kirkes will pass it forward to Cliver, who finds Evanilson just inside the Bournemouth half. He's sprinting down the left flank now, Evanilson. Nearly all the way to 18 yards. Gets there. Square ball. Semenyo unmarked inside the D. Maddison gets across, it's still Semenyo, shoots low, it's blocked by Ben Davis, ricochets out to the far side, and Evanilson will let that bounce out, I think for a corner, maybe a throw-in, difficult to tell from where we are.
Yes, it's a corner.
Throw-in, I think, throw-in, deep inside the Tottenham half. Semenyo for a moment there had a bit of space on the edge of the area.
Yeah, it sort of closed down on him, he stuck the ball pretty well, but Tottenham player got the block in.
Kirkes will deliver the throw-in. 6 yards out, Bournemouth's left, far side, in front of the travelling Tottenham fans, and goes short to Cliver, back to Kirkes. held up on the touchline. Tavernier's over there as well. Link up between the three of them. Tavernier squeezes it down the line to Kluivert. Can he keep it in? Think he can. Cross in. No, it's gone out. Assistant referee slow to put his flag up for the goal kick, but he does. Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0. Live on BBC Sounds across the UK this evening and your smart speakers and all BBC Radio Solent frequencies. Here come Tottenham up towards halfway. Brennan Johnson had a quiet game so far, the Welshman. Basuma, square ball out to the right as Tottenham switch it up and find Gray down the line to Kulusevski.
You're right, we do seem to be mentioning Kulusevski so much, don't we?
Making you nervous, Willow.
Yeah, too much.
Ben Davies on halfway.
Ooh.
Loose pass out to the right. Archie Gray will get back and keep it in. Bang on the halfway line. And a square ball back infield to James Maddison. Forward, Ilya Zabani cuts it off well. Evan Nilsson has the ball at his feet on halfway. Again, he's driving forward quickly to the edge of the 18-yard area. Still Evan Nilsson, lays it off, finds Marcus Tavernier!
Offside.
Doubles the lead. The flag goes up for offside. They'll check it back at Stockley Park. I think Tavernier feels he was offside because he's trotting back to his position over on the left.
Yeah, I think, well, we haven't seen it yet.
There's a replay. I think he is offside. Yeah, he is. Check complete really quickly. No goal. Didn't time the run perfectly. Maybe Evan Nilsson, Willow, could he have been a bit more selfish there?
Yes, I think he could have. I think as a striker, I'm wondering why. Well, he felt his mate was in a better position. You have to give him praise for that. Just missed time run, just by a yard. That's all it takes.
Bournemouth with the ball in the back of the net for a second time this evening, chalked off for offside against Marcus Tavernier. But they are matching Tottenham. They're obviously ahead in terms of scoreline, but in terms of performance, Willow, as well. Bournemouth really mixing it this season with the big teams in the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't seem to be frightened of anyone, do we? Everywhere the games in past, Arsenal, Man City, and we've come out against Tottenham like, well, over the last few years, top 6 club perhaps, sometimes on off. But it's great to see how we're competing.
An exciting time to be a Bournemouth fan.
Certainly is.
As we see a shot of big Steve Fletcher up in the executive boxes over our left shoulder on the TV screens. And then a shot of former Bournemouth manager and player Tony Pulis, who's just sat away to our left-hand side on radio commentary duty this evening. Gave you a big hug, Willow, when he arrived tonight.
Yeah, it was good to see him. I hadn't seen him for a week.
Here come Tottenham flying forward, looking for Solanke. Zabani's there, steps in and clears out to this near right-hand side and the feet of Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo bundled over by Udogie, but then support and help arrives. The cavalry in the form of Ryan Christie and Adam Smith to help out Antoine Semenyo, and Bournemouth are back in possession, right edge of their own box through their captain Smith. Square ball infield to Tyler Adams. Adams gets his ankles clipped by Maddison. Free kick to the Cherries.
Yeah, again Tyler, we ain't seen him for a while, and he just pops up with a little bit of skill to win the free kick.
They're an example of Tottenham's high press, and also an example of Bournemouth, I guess, not really hunting in that situation in packs, but defending in packs. Semenyo bundled over, Christie and Smith were there to step in as Kepa slips with the clearance but gets enough height on it to send it over halfway. 133 high turnovers for Tottenham coming into this game, the most of any team in the Premier League. Bournemouth 4th in that table with 114 before tonight's match. That is why this game was being billed as one that would be exciting, would be intense.
Turnovers are not the most exciting thing to have to count, are they?
I'm not sure
that's your job at a game.
Whose job that is, Willow, no.
Whoever's got that one, good luck.
These two top a lot of those stats in that sense. Distance covered as well over the course of the season so far, Willow. How many do you think kilometres for Bournemouth?
Oh, how many kilometres in a mile?
Long ball forward from Kepa from the back, from the goal kick over the head of everyone. It's going to bounce out for a throw in to Spurs deep inside their own half over on the far side there, right. 1,459, the most of any team in the Premier League. Spurs are third in that table.
That's so far.
1,453, yeah, coming into this evening.
Right.
Well, coming into this game week, I should say.
Oh dear.
One back by Tottenham on halfway again. It's that man Solanke's sprinting away from Howson back again brilliantly. Looked like Solanke was away. Howson back alongside him with a sliding tackle to put it out. Throw in taken quickly by Spurs. Howson with another interception in there. Here's Udogie, top of the Bournemouth box, finds Basuma. Semenyu's having to step infield again from the wing to do some defending. Basuma sends a ball out to the far side to absolutely no one in a Tottenham shirt, and it bounces out of play for a throw into the Cherries in the left back position over by the corner flag.
Basuma, what was he? I'm not sure what that was, a pass or a cross or...
I think it was a pass to someone that wasn't there. Or whether someone in the crowd maybe is wearing a blue top. There is someone on the far side actually.
Yeah.
Slightly different shade of blue.
I've done one of them.
Trying to find excuses for him.
Don't worry, I've done one of them.
Can't blame the wind anymore because that has died down in comparison to how it was before the game. It's swirling around the stadium. Here's Kulusevski, lifts the ball high, Maddison in fact, high into the area looking for Kulusevski, and then Bournemouth clear again. Up to the job so far at the back, the Cherries.
He showed great pace, didn't he? Howson to get back in front of Dominic there.
You'd say Howson so far this evening, the Howson of that debut away at Nottingham Forest in the opening game of the season for Bournemouth, Willow.
Yeah, excellent.
Where he's looked every bit the experienced Premier League defender. Not just one making only his fourth start at 19 years of age.
Yeah, you would have to say that.
It's his goal that separates the two teams. A header in the 17th minute from a Marcus Tavernier corner. Here come Tottenham again though. Maddison through the middle trying to find Kulusevski. Cut off by Christie. Back to Maddison. Held up about 20 yards out, 25 yards out. Sends it out to the right. And Sarr with a cross in towards the back post. Another example there of them passing the ball to absolutely no one. I mean the colour, the blue, is it duckhead blue? It's almost got shades of grey. Now I'm thinking Man United, Southampton.
What about they just
can't see your players?
They're mishit
and just
passes.
kicking it out of play all the time.
That's twice in a minute.
I think I might be saying our good friend Dave Merrington was in charge of Southampton that day. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I remember that game.
They changed
the kit at half time, yeah. They still got beat though, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they did. There's a nudge in the back of Dominic Solanke, who's feeling that one from Ilya Zabani, his old mate. Right at the bottom of the back. It's a throw into Spurs down this near left hand side. Taken in field to Maddison. Maddison's ball is cut off by Kirkes, but one back by Spurs. Kulusevski, low ball into the area. Dean Howson there again for Bournemouth to cut it off. Behind for a corner. Cherries 1-0 up on Spurs.
Yeah, excellent work by Howson again. It was important. Kirkes took a risk there and it didn't come off.
Trying to break, wasn't it? It was a great interception, but then too heavy the touch that let Spurs back in. Corner over on the far side. Kulusevski will take left-footed. Right arm up in the air is the signal to his teammates. It's towards the front post. Howson heads away on the 6-yard line for Bournemouth. Christie picks up the second ball, right edge of the Bournemouth box. Can't do anything with it. Gets pushed and nudged towards the corner flag. It'll be a throw into Spurs. Udogie will take.
Has he got a long one? I don't think so.
The Italian goes short to Brennan Johnson.
Long throw there was always going to be the better option.
Here are Spurs again, left side. Basuma down to the byline, trying to get the cross in. Cut off by Adam Smith. Corner to Tottenham.
A little bit of pressure from Tottenham here. Just before half time's not an ideal time to concede a goal.
Taken short by Spurs. Maddison, the ball was rolling, says the referee. Spotted that from a long way away, did Simon Hooper, and says back you go again. That routine's not coming off. James Maddison will have to rethink. Away to our left. Left arm up in the air from Maddison. Delivers right-footed to the front post, flick goalwards, blocked by the Cherries, and then headed away by Marcus Tavernier out of the area. and then a low ball forward to halfway, finds Justin Kluivert. Kluivert a little isolated out at the moment. Out on this near right hand side, Udogie steps in, gets a good tackle in. Tottenham win it back. And here they come down the left hand side. Huvasuma back out to Kulusevski, popped up on the left now, cross in early, headed away by the Cherries and Ilya Zabani, and space for Milos Kerkez now on the left, who finds Marcus Tavernier down the, too much on the ball. Tavernier was away, out of play, throw into Tottenham.
Yeah, he certainly was. It was a good idea by Kerkez, but it was a difficult one to carry out. It was about a 50-yard pass, and he had to put a bit of suave on it to keep it on the pitch. Couldn't pull it off.
Bit of suave, but too much pace even. Ball out to the right hand side from Tottenham, bounces out of play, throw in to Bournemouth and Milos Kerkez halfway inside the Cherries half.
I think he'll be fairly happy, Andoni, with the way the side's gone about the work.
Another Tottenham pass, by the way, that went straight out of play there. I've just seen a shot of Big Ange down on the touchline, shaking his head. He's not happy. The former Celtic boss. Ball's up towards halfway, and Evan Nilsson, and Christie gets a foot in there to send it back into the Tottenham half, cut off by Dragusin, and he goes back to his goalkeeper Fraser Forster. Forster puts his foot on the ball inside the 18-yard area, waits for Dragusin to arrive deep to receive the pass. Bournemouth press through Kluivert and Evan Nilsson, and they've nearly got it wrong, Tottenham, and Forster has to hurry into a clearance there. That was Justin Kluivert who got the foot in on Dragusin. And the ball's now bouncing around halfway inside the Tottenham half, and Tottenham come away with it through Maddison on the centre circle, sends it out to the right in the run of Dominic Solanke, 18 yards out, marked closely by Dean Howson. Howson holds him up, right side of the box. Kulusevski's over there as well, 1-2 with Solanke, square ball across the top of the area to Maddison. Maddison back to Udogie, they'll work it out to the left hand side, and Sarr back infield to Maddison, 20 yards out, 25 yards out. Sends it forward to the edge of the area, and Kulusevski cut off by Bournemouth, and Adam Smith will clear down the right this near side. And Evan Nilsson's got the sprint on again up against Davis, bundles into the back of Davis. That'll be a free kick to Tottenham.
He just put the brakes on, didn't he? Referee says play on. Davis
takes the free kick from about 10 yards further forward than the foul, but it's because Evan Nilsson threw it out of his hands, and the referee's let him take it, and then wagged his finger at Evan Nilsson saying that's your own fault.
Just the point from their corners I've been thinking about.
Go on.
Evan Nilsson's on that near post, protecting that area, and twice he's not got the right angle to head the ball away. Something, hopefully they'll spot.
Who do you think would be best for that job?
Well, he's usually looking for someone who's not too big but is a good header, probably Semenyo.
Here is Semenyo, he's won it back well for Bournemouth, sends it out to the left in the feet of Tavernier, halfway inside the Spurs half, all the way to the edge of the box now, shoots, it's blocked by Gray, ricochets out to Kulusevski.
Kerkez was in, he'd run so far as well, the kid.
Kerkez was on the overlap again. 100 overlaps from Kerkez before this game, Willow, the most of any player in the Premier League, any fullback I think. And that time he didn't get the pass from Tavernier, and then Zabani lays one forward looking for Evan Nilsson. Evan Nilsson's got the better of Davis, who goes down and doesn't get a free kick. Here is Evan Nilsson, edge of the box, held up by Dragusin, waiting for support to arrive. Adam Smith does arrive down the right hand side, receives the pass, right corner of the box, he goes back to Zabani. Back out to Adam Smith now, back into Zabani again. Infield, inside right, they find Tyler Adams and then Dean Howson inside the centre circle. Howson just shifts the ball out of his feet and advances forward into the Spurs half. They'll pass it to the left in Milos Kerkez. It's Justin Kluivert back down the line to Kerkez on the underlap. Low ball into the box. Tavernier with the header, it's saved on the line by Forster. Big left arm from Fraser Forster denies Bournemouth the 2-0 lead. Beautiful play again from the Cherries, this time down the left. Kerkez it was on the underlap. Lovely ball in to Marcus Tavernier, who couldn't squeeze it past Forster. It's still Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0. Oh
dear, what a great run by Kerkez again. Like you say, he just got the little flick on it. Oh, it's come off a Tottenham player.
That is Brennan Johnson, who's gone down and right in front of us, halfway inside the Tottenham half, in front of the touchline. With Tottenham left, holding his head. They won the free kick for Tottenham after the foul from Adam Smith. Just busy watching that replay, Dan. That's a really important left arm from Fraser Forster there for a big chap. He stayed quite low there. All 6'7" of him, and then probably a bit more. Here come Tottenham at the other end. Solanke and Brennan Johnson again involved in it with Adam Smith. Smith saying get up, and he does get up, and play continues. The ball's in the arms of Kepa away to our left, the Cherries goalkeeper, who just bounces it on the ground up and down. We've got 20 seconds plus stoppage time to go at the end of this first half. Time to get your thoughts into Ian Wilding. He'll guide you through the half-time break. We'll have reaction from the cricket. Hampshire knocked out of the Global Super League today, beaten by 75 runs by Victoria. Kevin James out there providing commentary, spoken to Danny Briggs. That'll be coming up at half-time, I'm sure.
That's what Tal Adams is there for. Great tackle on the halfway line.
1 minute stoppage time at the end of this first half with Bournemouth 1-0 up. At Solent Sport is where you can get in touch with Wild on social media via X. 08000 321 333 is the WhatsApp number. Start your message with the word Solent. Do the same if you're texting 81333. Here's Antoine Semenyo. Right hand touchline, 10 yards out. Back to Smith, who goes back to the halfway in the feet of Ilya Zabani. Zabani is going to dribble forward away from a couple of Spurs players, finds Semenyo on the right. Time maybe for Bournemouth. It's still Zabani, return pass from Semenyo, right side of the box. Cross is charged down by Ben Davis. Ilya Zabani was like a right back on the underlap there for the Cherries. Bournemouth are pressing high here, trying to catch Tottenham out, but Tottenham play out and through the press well. Brennan Johnson, halfway inside the Spurs half, sends it out to the right, can't find a Spurs player. Bournemouth have got Kluivert down injured. Ball's up towards halfway. Kirkes gets a sliding tackle in, but Archie Gray will bring it under control, and he dribbles into the Bournemouth half. We've had the 1 minute of stoppage time now at the referee's discretion. There is the half-time whistle. Bournemouth go in a goal up. Could be 2, maybe even 3. Dean Howson's header in the 17th minute from a Marcus Tavernier corner. His first in a Bournemouth shirt, having been handed a start due to the injury of Marcus Senesi. Gives the Cherries the lead at the break, but Marcus Tavernier, involved in everything good for Bournemouth tonight, has had 1 goal chalked off for offside, and just before half-time Fraser Forster producing a big save to deny Tavernier with a header. But Bournemouth will go in a goal to the good. 1-0 up, John Williams.
Yeah, I feel that we've given a good account of ourselves. The game first 10 minutes ago was about everybody finding their feet, but as the game progressed, we get the goal that gets us ahead, and deservedly so. I think also the fact that we've stopped them in many ways of trying to break on us when they have had the ball, and being in that changing room at the moment, I think they'll be overall very pleased. Having said that, we have missed a couple of chances that could have made the game more comfortable. So yeah, I think it's continue doing what we've done, really.
More from Willow to come in the second half. At Solent Sport, please, for your reaction on social media on X. 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Start your message with the word Solent. Do the same if you're texting 81333. Don't forget those will be charged at your standard network rate. Half time at the Vitality Stadium. Dean Howson with the goal to put Bournemouth 1-0 up against Tottenham.
This is BBC Radio Solent Sport.
Brilliant delivery, excellent header. The Cherries in front thanks to the teenager.
Tavernier delivers towards the back post. Howson! Dean Howson with the header! Bournemouth go 1-0 up on Tottenham. A brilliant delivery from Tavernier from the corner, and Dean Howson pops up unmarked in the back post. In the side for the injured Senesi. He puts the Cherries in front. Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0.
What a performance the 19-year-old's having. What a performance Bournemouth are having. What do you make of it? 81333 on the text. We'll give you a mention at half-time to get in touch. Solent your first word, and for WhatsApp, Solent your first word. 08000 321 333, or you can get in touch by tweeting us at Solent Sports. And at half-time we'll cover Paul Pirates in the Speedway. We'll hear from a new signing and look back at this afternoon's defeat for Hampshire in the cricket. All to come on the home of live sport across the south.
BBC Radio Solent Sport. Alan Alan Newman at breakfast.
Good morning.
Sue, welcome to the show. What were you a year early for?
We were a whole year early to see The Bodyguard at the Mayflower in Southampton.
Now, how far did you get, Sue? Did you get changed in your glamorous clothes, ready to go? You'd sorted out travel. Did you even get there? What happened?
No, we were just all glammed up indoors. And have you got the ticket? Yes, got the ticket. Check the date. We were a year early.
Alan Newman at breakfast.
Weekdays from 6.
Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Solent. Ian Wilding.
BBC Radio Solent Sport.
Hello from Vitality Stadium. As things stand, Bournemouth are heading for 8th in the Premier League table above Tottenham Hotspur. Obviously a long way to go because Brighton and Hove Albion equalised 11 minutes into the second half after Iwobi had given Fulham the lead on 4 minutes. That was a 7:30 kick-off, that one. Just 15 minutes to go there. Fulham 1, Brighton 1 elsewhere in the Premier League. In other sports news today nationally, George Russell says Max Verstappen can't deal with adversity as the Mercedes driver responded to the world champion's comments that he'd lost all respect for him. Verstappen was unhappy about the role Russell played in the Red Bull driver being given a one-place penalty, which demoted him from pole position at the Qatar Grand Prix last weekend. Russell said that after they left the steward's room in Qatar after qualifying, Verstappen swore while saying he would purposefully go out of his way to crash into me and put me on my head in the wall. Which is quite a statement. So it's all happening between those. And the 3-time Olympic dressage gold medalist Charlotte Dujardin says she will forever aim to do better after she was banned for 1 year for excessively whipping a horse. Video footage emerged just days before the start of the Paris Olympics of Dujardin repeatedly striking the horse with a long whip around its legs. Hampshire cricketers suffered defeat out in Guyana today by 75 runs. We'll turn our attention to that very soon and get some reaction. Kevin James has been speaking to Danny Briggs, but in Speedway, new Paul Pirates signing Louis Kerr has said he's never been more excited for a season. The 34-year-old spent last year with the Berwick Bandits, where he finished in the top 15 of the championship averages. Well, Paul will be hoping to match their treble-winning season in 2025, something Lewis Kerr can't wait to be a part of, and he's been speaking to Logan Lawson.
I said on a few sort of interviews before, it's the most excited I've been for a season joining them, so yeah, can't come quick enough.
And why is that? Why have you never been more excited for a season?
I just think, what Paul brings, they seem to get the best out of riders. And after a bit of a tough season, that's what I need to get back to my best. And I want to win the league. Never done that yet, so that's the plan.
Do you think Paul still has that aura despite being in the championship now? Yeah,
more than ever, I think. Going there as an away rider is so tough. Obviously there's a big crowd, and you're just going to have a tough meeting whenever you go there. As much as I love the track, it's as an away rider, it's very difficult.
How do you find the track when you ride at Wimborne Road? Because a lot of people say it's obviously very. You need to make the starts a lot of the time to be able to do well.
Yeah, I've had some really good meetings down there. Really do enjoy it. I like the starts there, the grippy starts, which is what I like. It always produces a good dirt line as well. So always enjoy it.
You've got some big boots to fill. Obviously, Tom Brennan and Ben Cook leaving the side and you coming in. Do you feel any pressure with that?
No, I don't, to be fair. I think the way I was riding at the start of the year before my injury and the way the previous 2 years have gone, they've gone really well. So I think joining Paul's going to hopefully elevate that again and on really good equipment this year. And yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, you said that you've got new equipment, new engines. That must be really, really encouraging for you.
Yeah, it is. I switched engine tuners halfway through this year and it didn't work out. But new engines and they're going to be fast.
Obviously, Paul didn't do too bad last season. 3 out of 3 for the trophies. So you've got a lot to do to beat that or even match that, haven't you?
Yeah. We have. I mean, it'd be great to do it again. And no reason why not. That'd be fantastic. So yeah, we put everything into it and see where we end up.
Are you feeling fully fit now? Because obviously, as you said, you've not had the best of the last 2 seasons with injuries.
Yeah, I do feel pretty fit. Training's going well, and I sort of needed this season to end, really. Riding injured majority of it, I just needed to write that one off and get fit over the winter. So now everything's going to plan. Yeah.
We look at the squad that's already been announced, and one of your good mates, Richard Lawson, is already in that. That must be really good for you to hear.
Yeah, he's a bit of a pool legend now, isn't he? So I've rode with Rich in a few clubs, and we get on really well. So it's cool to have him in the team. Yeah.
Zach Cook, captain, and Tobias Thompson both returning. What do you make of those two?
Yeah, good. I mean, I know Zach quite well, and he was getting better every week, wasn't he? And hopefully he'll go up another level. And don't know too much about Tobias, but I think he's an out and out racer, isn't he? And he puts it on the line, and it should be good.
He loves a donut as well when he wins Dubai.
Yeah, I saw that in the last year on BSN. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, I guess you mentioned a bit before about the pool and what it means and all the fans and stuff like that. It must be really nice for you to be able to be on the pool side and have that main stand chanting for you. Massively,
yeah. I think it helps a lot. You don't always think it does, but when you've got that whole grandstand, going crazy, it's going to be great. I think the pool atmosphere is always mega, so it's going to be nice to have that as a home rider. Yeah.
You had a couple of guest rides in 2017. I'm reading here 6 meetings. What are your memories of that?
Good memories. Yeah, I signed for a month on an injury replacement, and the whole month went really well. Obviously, that was back in the Elite League, but enjoyed it. I didn't want to leave, to be honest, but obviously, they stood by their word with the injured rider, and but yeah, fond memories, and always wanted to be back, to be honest.
And also, there's a potential of Paul being in the Premiership Knockout Cup as well. So there actually is 4 trophies for you to go and beat the 3 from this year.
That's true. Yeah, it's going to be good. That I think. Obviously, it's going to be tough against a Premiership team, but you never know with Speedway.
Just finally, what are your personal targets obviously with the team you want to win the treble again? What are your personal targets? I guess it's to stay fit and really show the fans what you can do. Yeah,
obviously injury free would be nice, and I just think get back to sort of my 2022 and 3 form. Last year was tough with injuries and engines, but that's the main goal.
Lewis Kerr there, Paul Pirates, new signing in Speedway, talking to Logan Lawson there. A good in-depth chat. Keep those tweets, texts and WhatsApp messages coming in. Gordon in Highcliffe here for Bournemouth against Tottenham Hotspur. The Cherries leading by 1-0. A few minutes till the second half starts in the Premier League. Says good first half. We need to be more clinical to make sure we get 3 points. This texter says Cherries playing well. Great press and teamwork. Keep it up. And Sharon says keep up the good work. Thanks very much for getting in touch. Just to remind you, on Saturday we've got 3 live commentaries kicking off at 3 o'clock. Southampton at Aston Villa. Portsmouth host Bristol City for their first home game since the lights went out against Millwall about 10 days ago, that was now, in the Championship. And big rivalry game in the FA Trophy third round, Weymouth at Yeovil. We've got commentary of that game online, BBC Sounds. And on Sunday, Bournemouth against Ipswich kicks off at 2 o'clock. Our build-up starts at 1 on Sunday afternoon. So a busy weekend of football ahead. Not meant to be for Hampshire's cricketers in this year's inaugural Global Super League out in Guyana. Knocked out in their final group game tonight by Aussie team Victoria. Victoria winning the game this afternoon by 75 runs. And Hampshire's Danny Briggs has been speaking to Kevin Jones.
Danny, that's the end of your 4 games stint in the Hampshire. So what's it felt like playing for Hampshire again?
No, it's quite cool. Obviously a little bit odd to start with, especially that first game, but you slowly get used to it in this comp, and we played some good cricket in patches, and obviously it's disappointing not to play well enough.
And you were doing exactly the same role as you were doing all those years ago. A few runs early on, maybe even in the power play, and you're on and shore up one end.
The conditions have probably suited spinners during the 4 games we've played. It's been nice to have that assistance at times. And yeah, it's probably something I've done for a little while now. So it's just trying to be as consistent as possible with that.
And maybe when your time at Hampshire, not unusual, well, certainly to finish bottom of a tournament, but not win more than you lose.
Yeah, I suppose that's a disappointing thing. We felt like we were close. We obviously had the Super Over game, and then the Lahore game was close. And we knew today we had to try and score at a rate, especially in a chase there. And it looked a little bit trickier second half and become fairly hard work towards the end.
I was going to say that, I mean, it was the same wicket as last night. Both sides last night were 5 down inside the power play, but that wicket seems to have changed character overnight.
Yeah, I mean, this morning the 2 openers for them batted really well, and I think even the back end of their innings, it probably started to change a little bit and probably leaked into our innings as well. And I think at the end there, when we had to score at a decent rate to try and go above on net run rate, it got fairly difficult.
2 things then. I mean, obviously being out there, what's been good about Hampshire in this tournament, if anything, really?
I think it's probably more exposure for youngsters. Like, it's good for obviously Woody and stuff as a new leader. And then I think the youngsters get an exposure to tournaments like this. It should stand them in good stead going into next summer.
How have you found bowling on these wickets?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a bit different. You have to hit slightly different areas, and sort of you have to be a little bit more aggressive, I suppose, and think wickets or think dot balls, where sometimes in England you might just be thinking about going for a runner ball.
Danny Briggs there of Hampshire bowing out, speaking to Kevin James after their defeat to Victoria in the Global Super League out in Guyana, their final group game. Defeat again for Hampshire, and Fulham have gone 2-1 up home to Brighton and Hove Albion. 4 minutes to go in that one. O'Reilly with an own goal with 10 minutes to go, so a few minutes have passed since then, but it's Fulham 2, Brighton 1, so Bournemouth 9th on the live league table as things stand. So second half commentary, all Solent frequencies, smart speaker, BBC Sounds, your summariser to see if Cherries can finish the job, your summariser John Williams, your commentator Jordan Clark.
As you were for the second half, Wardo, no changes for either side, so Bournemouth line up with Kepper in goal, Smith, Zabani, Howson the goal scorer, and Kirk as the back four as referee Simon Hooper gets us back underway at the Vitality Stadium under the Thursday night lights in the Premier League, with Bournemouth 1-0 up on Tottenham, and the Cherries send the ball forward early towards Evan Nilsson, who gets a foot in there. It goes out of play for a throw into Tottenham down this near right hand side. Bournemouth in red and black tops, black shorts and black socks, will shoot from our right to left. The commentating from the main stand, they are firing towards the Steve Fletcher North stand in this second half. Tottenham in their away strip of duck egg blue will shoot from our left to right towards the Ted McDougall south stand. So Bournemouth then, as we said, Kepper in goal, back four Smith, Zabani, Howson and Kirkes, Adams and Christie the midfield two, Clivert in the 10, Semenyo and Tavernier your 2 wide men, right and left respectively. Evan Nilsson leading the line for the Cherries. Their bench, Cook, Hill, Aarons, Billing, Unal, Watara, Brooks, Kinsey and Travers. Tottenham 4-3-3, Forster in goal, Gray, Dragusin, Davis on a yellow card, Udogi the back four. Their midfield 3, Saar, Bissouma, who's also on a yellow, and the captain James Maddison. The Spurs front 3, Brennan Johnson, former Bournemouth striker Dominic Solanke and Dejan Kulusevski. Their bench, Reguilon, Spence, Bergvall, Werner, Son, Poro, Lancashire, Olusesi and Brandon Austin is their substitute goalkeeper here at Tottenham down this near right hand side. John Williams, how do Bournemouth see this game out over the next 45 minutes?
Well, a bit more of what we've seen in the first half, plus a goal, I would think. I think that would be the main talking point. And look, we need to get another goal here just in case. One might not be enough. You know, the way Tottenham have played at times, you can see they've got quality and Dominic up front. And hopefully, as the ball just breaks on the halfway line, the referee says play on. Yeah, it's pretty much the same as the first half.
The voice of the former Bournemouth defender and assistant manager here with us on BBC Radio Solent and BBC Sounds across the UK and the BBC Sounds app and your smart speakers. Here at Tottenham, left side of the Bournemouth box, Brennan Johnson infield to Maddison, about 30 yards out, maybe a touch more, thinks about the shot, goes square instead to Gray, back infield to Bissouma, forward and down the left side of the box into the channel. Adam Smith cuts it off for the Cherries and clears. Charged down by Maddison, throw into Bournemouth 18 yards out from their own goal line. Fulham 3-1 up now on Brighton. Iwobi's added a third in the 87th minute, and that game nearly done and dusted. That means Bournemouth will only be able to move as high as 9th in the table if they hold on for the 3 points here against Spurs this evening, but it will send them into the top half. The win for Fulham takes them up to 6th in the Premier League table. Long ball into the Tottenham half, cut off at the back by Dragusin, and Spurs will come away with it on halfway. Maddison gets bundled over by Tyler Adams. Adams is wagging his finger, feels that was a bit soft. Free kick to Tottenham just inside the Cherries half over on the far side. The Tottenham left in front of the East Stand. Bournemouth still looking for their first back-to-back wins of the Premier League season. Would be their first since April, and they beat Wolves and Brighton. Listen to that noise.
Yeah, I think the crowd know how much importance it is this game. If we can get 3 points, you do start to start looking up the table rather than what's behind you.
Dean Howson's goal coming in the 17th minute, the header from the Marcus Tavernier corner. And they had a goal chalked off by VAR for offside, although it was given on the pitch too, so we should give the assistant referee some credit for offside on Tavernier, and then Tavernier producing a good save from Fraser Forster at the end of the first half too, nearly doubling Bournemouth's lead. Statistics, Willow, 69%, easy for me to say, possession for Tottenham in that first half.
Yeah,
31 for Bournemouth.
That was plain to see. The tackle by Kirkes there, just getting down low and having to crouch. Puts the ball out for a throw-in.
Here is Gray down this near right-hand side for Spurs. Wind's just picked up again inside Vitality Stadium. A bit chilly, Willow. Need to get them lucky gloves back out.
I have bought another pair, but I don't want to wear
in the bin.
Yeah, I've got it.
It's back with Forster. Evan Nilsson's on him, and Forster just dribbles away very coolly from the Brazilian. Oh, and it looked for all the money there that Evan Nilsson was going to nick that away from Fraser Forster. Great footwork from the big goalkeeper. Lovely little touch away from Evan Nilsson, and now Spurs break at the other end. Here's Brennan Johnson, edge of the Bournemouth box. Tyler Adams is sprinting to pressure him. Long range effort is deflected, is it? Over the bar and out of play. Corner to Tottenham. Basuma with the strike. Cherries lead by a goal to 0 at Vitality Stadium. Important block from the back of Ryan Christie.
Yeah, Christie done well there just to get his tail in the way of the shot. Going to be an in-swing, or they're going to go short.
Kulusevski goes short to James Maddison, right side of the box down in front of us, the Bournemouth box, out to Gray. Gray lifts one towards the back post. It's under the crossbar. That was going in.
That died.
Kepa plucks it out of the sky. You're right, just dropped, didn't it, under the crossbar.
Obviously there's some wind knocking around for it to do that sort of thing to the ball.
The flag above the DJ booth away to our right, between the main stand and the Ted McDougall South stand, is clinging on for dear life. We can't see the trees because we're pitch black here at Vitality Stadium behind the Ted McDougall stand in Kings Park, but I'm sure they're probably swaying back and forth at the moment too.
Tottenham's out of the brightest here.
Yeah, Tottenham just controlling things at the start of this second half. Send it out to the left hand side. Udogi back to Sarr. Mentioned it before the game. Just one win in their last 8 midweek games in the Premier League for Tottenham, and they've lost 4 of their last 5 on Thursday nights. But here they come through Solanke, top of the Bournemouth box. Lay it off to Brennan Johnson. Udogi on the overlap across the face of goal. Important interception by Zabani at the front post. Behind for another corner to Tottenham, who are searching for that equaliser.
Yeah, they definitely started the brightest. We haven't been at it. Zaba just got a toe on that one to knock it out for the corner. More pressure to come.
Kepa was in behind Zabani, but Zabani wasn't to note. And that was an important
They've got a man
block.
up marking.
Corner on the far side. Maddison will deliver. Looks like this one's going to come into the box.
Ever on the near post.
It is towards the front post. It's palmed away by Kepa. He somehow managed to keep that out. I think that may have been sneaking in at the front post, you know. Kepa had to full stretch there away to his right hand side, and Bournemouth will try and break now. Long ball forward from Tavernier from left to right, and the feet of Kluivert on halfway, and Kluivert is away from Udogie here. Still Justin Kluivert into the box. What a goal this would be. Oh, it's saved by Fraser Foster, and then smashed clear by Ben Davies up towards halfway.
Evers furious. He was alongside him for the tap in. Mind you, he'd run far enough. It must have going to be a 50-yard dash. Oh, he's on the halfway line.
He was inside his own half,
yeah.
Kluivert there. What a sprint away from Udogie.
Look at the tap in though. Oh.
Yeah, Davis got back, didn't he? I think it would have been a tight. Do you think he could have squeezed it to Evan Nilsson?
I'd like to have seen it.
And at the other end, let's not forget, that's an important save from Kepa there. I think that was going in that corner.
It was
wind
going
assisted.
In. It was going in, I agree.
Here's Ben Davies, his 300th Premier League appearance. The former Swansea man is still dribbling forwards. Halfway inside Bournemouth half now, through the middle, cut off by Christie, and Semenyo's over there now on the far side, the Bournemouth right. Brennan Johnson sends it square across the top of the box to Kulusevski. Here's Sarr. Square ball to Gray, shoots left-footed, it's straight at Kepa, who scoops it up and holds on to it. Still Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0, and Kepa's screaming at his defenders just to up their game a little bit.
Stop the cross, stop the shot, every time. Excellent work from the goalkeeper.
Kirkes down this near left-hand side for Bournemouth, 1-2 with Tavernier up towards halfway. Heavy touch from Kirkes allows Bissouma to get back in and send it out to the right. And Archie Gray, and the 18-year-old, has looked very bright on his first Premier League start for Tottenham.
30 million, you say?
30 million from Leeds, yeah.
He's Eddie Gray's son or Frank Gray's?
Yes, that's the link. Who is here, I think, sat away to our left-hand side, and also Dean Howson's mum and dad are sat just to our left as well, Willow.
Right.
Enjoying the performance from their son so far.
Yeah, they must be.
On Howson the header, by the way, I meant to mention this the other day. He's walked past me a couple of times down in the tunnel after games. He is a big lad. He doesn't look it from
bigger
up
than
here. You? Yeah, I think so. Maybe taller than me.
6'4" then.
He's probably got a bit of filling out to do, like Zabani, but he towers above players, and no wonder he managed to climb above everyone to win that header.
Just a long clearance there.
All on halfway here. Bissouma sends it out to the left, and Brennan Johnson. Johnson's going to dribble forward and run at Adam Smith. Low cross into the front post. Zabani cuts it off again for the Cherries. Clears the 18-yard area. Kluivert gets the second clearance, sends it out of play into the nearly 2,000 away fans opposite us.
Son's coming on for Tottenham.
Right third of the East Stand. It's a throw into Spurs. Heung-min Son, as you heard from John Williams there, imminent for the visitors.
I think. Oh, we've got a chance.
Giving away. Kluivert wins it back well again on halfway. Square ball infield to Tavernier. Kirkes is flying forward in space down the left. If Tavernier can find him. Oh, he got it wrong with the outside of his left boot. Kirkes would have been away then. Instead, it's cut off by Dragusin. Here comes Spurs at the other end. This game end to end at the moment. Solanke out to Kulusevski, right side of the Bournemouth box. Low ball in towards the front post, towards Solanke. Tyler Adams there to cut it off for the Cherries.
Well, we've had a couple of opportunities now where we could have broke cleanly away. That second one, Tav just getting the ball slightly wrong with the pass. Short corner.
Kulusevski to Maddison. Back to Kulusevski, right corner of the box. Kulusevski, left foot across the back post. It beats everyone and goes wide. Goal kick. There was pace and curl on that from Kulusevski.
That's it. For me, I don't see how a Tottenham player hasn't got their head on that ball.
Wouldn't have taken much to send that in, Willow.
No, nothing. Well, you could that's flight of the ball, it's the way it's come in. Well, it might have been a wee bit high.
Ange Postecoglou can't believe it. He's got his hands in his pockets, but he's essentially punched the air with his hands in his pockets and looked to the skies. And Heung-min Son is on for Spurs and takes the captain's armband off of James Maddison. Pape Sarr has gone off for Spurs. So this will be a change in formation, Willow, maybe. Have a look at how they set up. It looks like we've got a 4-1-3-2 for Tottenham now, as they're set up at the moment. So Bissouma, the holding midfielder, he's got Kulusevski, Maddison and Son ahead of him, and then Brennan Johnson alongside Dominic Solanke further forward. I'm sure that's just the way the press was set up, but keep an eye on it, Willow.
Yeah, we'll do. I think we'll be having some subs ourselves in not long.
Approaching the 60-minute mark. Andoni Iraola mark. Here's Semenyo over on the right for the Cherries again, brings it out of the sky beautifully, under pressure as well, and eventually there was too many around him and he clips the heels of James Maddison. Free kick to Tottenham inside the centre circle. Maddison can't believe it's not a yellow card for Semenyo.
No, he just cut across his path. It wasn't intentional. Nice, yeah, he's just clipped his heels.
Dragusin sends it out to the right in the feed of Brennan Johnson. Johnson keeps it in. That was fired at Brennan Johnson from Dragusin. He fired one at Fraser Foster in the first half as well, which he only just managed to keep out. Here's Solanke, top of the Bournemouth box, driving forward, one-on-one with House and Kulusevski on the overlap, saved and then tapped in by Son. The flag's gone up for offside. They'll check it back at Stockley Park. Might be a leveller for Spurs. Let's wait and see.
I didn't see how it was offside for me. Can't just watch the flight of the ball.
Solanke forward. Little short ball out to the right hand side to Kulusevski. He was in an offside position when the shot came in. Kepa made the initial save. Son put the rebound in. No goal. Free kick to the Cherries, still 1-0.
Yeah, still a wake up call though that. They've started slightly better than us. Tottenham. Substitute time coming up. Just seen the note go back to Tommy in there. Let's just see what happens in the next few moments.
Nearly an instant impact from Son. Any moment now. David Brooks is making his way back from warming up. Can't see who it is. It might be Dongo Watara actually, I think. He's just tucked in the far side of the dugout away to our left. Someone's receiving some instructions from Andoni. Ball's on the halfway line. Here's Tyler Adams. Bit of space to move into. Finds Evan Nilsson. Top of the box. Little step over. Shoots right-footed. Saved down low to the right-hand side by Fraser Forster. Another bright moment for Bournemouth. Evan Nilsson unable to beat Forster again. Here at the other end. End-to-end. His Son. Edge of the Bournemouth box. Lays it into the path of Maddison on the 6-yard area. Turns and shoots wide. Cute little turn there from Maddison away from Zabani. He couldn't get enough curl on the shot. Goal kick. This is frantic like we thought it would be at the Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth 1-0 up on Tottenham.
One end of the pitch to the other there. Oh, we had a lot of goal to shoot in really. He should be doing better there. He'll be thinking, Maddison.
He should have done better, you're right, Willow. It should be 1-1. Evan Nilsson with a shot saved at one end, Maddison with a shot wide at the other end. Tottenham have got Ben Davies down at the moment, injured. Looks like could be a hamstring for Davies. They're sending out a few players to warm up.
In the dugout, our dugout.
Yeah.
Can't quite see who it is.
It is Dongo Watara. It is Watara.
Watara, yeah.
For Tavernier, Semenyo, Cliver.
Semenyo hasn't been himself, has he?
I think it's been a different game for Semenyo. Not great. He's not seen much of the ball going forward, but defensively he's had to step in a lot. He's seen him a lot infield, Willow.
Yeah. I think he's coming off of his own. No, he's just getting a drink. On the far side of the pitch, they must plant them.
Yeah, we will find out shortly, because Ben Davies is up, but he's heading off to this side near us, and his day is done. So a change coming up for Spurs. Pedro Porro is coming on. They don't have any centre backs at the moment. Porro, a full back, is going to play right back, I think, and Archie Gray has gone in alongside Dragusin at centre back.
It's interesting, isn't it? Your full backs going to centre half. Okay, it's a bit of a different game, but you know they're going to be quick.
Well, let's see how the 18-year-old on his first Premier League start deals with Evan Nilsson for the next half an hour. And there's a yellow card for Kepa, and I'm not sure why, because he's not taking the free kick from the right place, Willow?
I'm not quite sure what's going on.
That's for the offside for the goal still. We haven't got back underway since that. Easy to forget with the injury to Davies and then the substitutions. Still we wait for Dongo Watara. He's going through a few stretches down on the touchline.
Yeah, make sure he does too. Cold night, don't want to pull anything. before you even can make an impact on the game.
Yeah, well, we saw that for Julian Araujo, didn't we? Away at Brentford.
Exactly.
On a chilly November afternoon. Here come Tottenham. Kulusevski cut off by Dean Howson, did really well there, edge of the Bournemouth box. Kulusevski looking to turn into space. Howson, a brick wall. Throw into Spurs on the far side, 18 yards out. Iraola wants the change now. He's signalling to the referee who hasn't seen him. It's a throw into Bournemouth, in fact. It's gone the other way. Smith will take it.
The referee's played him on.
And still we play on without the substitution. Throwing down the line to Semenyo. Semenyo keeps it in. Then his ball infield is cut off, but one back by Christie. It's really congested in the middle of the park at the moment. Has been all evening, really.
Yeah, I'll get him on now.
And the ball's out of play for a goal kick to Bournemouth. Wild pass forward from Spurs.
Just the one?
Yeah. Justin Kluivert is off. He doesn't. And he doesn't want to go, Willow, I don't think.
No, he doesn't, no. I can quite understand.
Had that brilliant break in this second half, all the way from his own half.
Yeah.
Bournemouth's hat-trick hero from Wolves.
What you have to say is Antony doesn't get his substitutes wrong, does he? So it's disappointed.
Kluivert's frustrated.
As he's going to be.
Tavernier into the 10, Willow.
Yeah, Ouattara on this left-hand side.
Ouattara on the left. And Semenyo stays on. Howson, long ball forward into the wind. It's held up and cut off by Spurs. Here's Udogie forward to Son. Back to Bissouma, just outside the centre circle. Halfway inside Bournemouth's half now. He shifts it out to the right along the ground to the feet of Brennan Johnson. Down the line to Porro. Low cross into the front post. Howson was there, beaten to it by Solanke. Solanke lifts it over the bar. Came off of Howson. Good defending. Corner though to Tottenham.
Yeah, Tottenham definitely having a spell.
That wind really playing a part now, Willow, as well.
Well, we also got cold from the substitution as well. It was Dongo's man that got the crossing.
Corner on the far side. Maddison will take right-footed. It's going to be curling in again, right under the crossbar. Kepa comes, punches well to the edge of the box. Shot goal was saved again by Kepa. It was Porro on the volley from 18 yards out. A good initial punch from Kepa, and he had to be alert to make the second save. Still 1-0 to the Cherries.
Yeah, excellent work from the goalkeeper, especially from the initial cross. They had people all over him.
Ball's inside the centre circle. Archie Gray. The wind is against the Cherries in this second half, and it's helping Tottenham at the moment. Remember, Bournemouth have been quite direct in clearing their lines today to avoid the high press from Spurs so far, but when they're clearing long at the moment, the wind is holding it up, and it's coming straight back at them. Here's the replay of that punch, Willow, and then the save. Good alert goalkeeping there from Kepa.
Yeah, excellent.
Regained his position really well in the centre of his goal, having made the punch at the front post.
Sometimes you can hit them too sweet, and that's exactly what happened to the Tottenham player there.
Throw into the Cherries down this near left-hand side. Kirkes launches one long down the line all the way to halfway. Evanilson chests it back towards Ouattara. Tottenham win it back. Then Howson clears high into the sky and over halfway. Tavernier underneath it as Ouattara brings it under control on halfway forward to Tavernier, who nips it away from Pedro Porro. Tavernier again, left side now. Square ball infield to the edge of the box, and Evanilson licks up with Ryan Christie. Space for Christie to shoot. He's in the post. It's gone wide. It's a goal kick. The link up beautiful again between Evanilson and Christie, like it was at Wolves at the weekend. Ryan Christie on his weaker right foot. He struck that one pretty cleanly. It's hit the outside of the right post.
And here's
again. Christie again. Bit of space, right side of the box. Still Christie. Lays it off to Evanilson. Goes behind for a goal kick, does it? No, corner. Important defending in there from Dragusin. Corner to the Cherries. Frantic end-to-end game at the moment. It's a great watch.
Well, this, as can often happen, we've had to soak up some pressure. We've gone up to the end here and nearly we've hit the post and got a corner, got a chance to score.
Another corner to the Cherries. They scored from one in the first half. Same situation. Marcus Tavernier is going to swing one in with his left foot. Dean Howson, who scored the goal in the first half, is lurking next to Anton Semenyo on the penalty spot. He's marked closely by Dragusin. We wait still. Kirkes unmarked on the edge of the area. Christie now comes to the edge of the area. Everyone forward apart from Adam Smith. Delivery incoming from Tavernier to the front post this time. Not dealt with by Spurs. Couple of players bundled over. Referee says that's a free kick to Tottenham on the edge of their 6-yard line.
Is it Dango again? He's got a tremendous spring, remember?
Oh, it was Dango.
He's headed it down, but he couldn't get any angle on it.
There's a yellow card to someone there. I'm not sure who. Tyler Adams, possibly. See if we can get that one checked back in the studio. We're seeing shots of Tyler Adams on our screen. He must have made the foul maybe at the front post, which the referee didn't like. Tottenham clear from the back, down this near right-hand channel, looking for the run of Poro. Cleared by Howson into the roof of the main stand above us, and then bounces straight down into the fans. Good catch down there in row B.
Yeah, I was trying to get my head on it myself.
You were lurking there, didn't you? Your eyes lit up. Took you back 30 years. Here's Kulusevski, right side of the Bournemouth box. Tyler Adams just stands and nips the ball away from him. And then Brennan Johnson bundles over Tyler Adams. And that'll be a free kick to the Cherries on the edge of their own area.
Just take a bit of the heat off it, just slowly going down, just get our bearings, everybody in position.
Thank you, Ian Wilding. Sat next to us, it was Tyler Adams into the book, 4th player of the game. Thank you, Millie, back in the studio too. Good teamwork from Solent Sport. Long ball forward from Kepa at the back. They'll work it through Evan Nilsson out to the left in Ouattara, 18 yards, early cross in, deflects and goes behind for a corner. Forster thought about trying to keep it in, decided against it. Another chance for the Cherries to deliver into the Spurs box. You're listening to Solent Sport live on the BBC Sounds app and smart speakers across the UK this evening. On all BBC Radio Solent frequencies. Bournemouth 1-0 up. Dean Howson's header in the first half. The difference between the two teams. Both sides have had goals disallowed for offside either side of half-time. Marcus Tavernier will deliver the corner. Left-footed, swinging out. Christie and Kirkes again unmarked on the edge of the 18-yard area. Everyone else in and around the 6-yard line. Here it comes, Tavernier, it's curling out, it's headed down and headed wide, it's Ouattara again. I think there was another free kick in there, so it wouldn't have counted. Oh. And Fraser Forster plays a short goal kick out to Bissouma, and immediately they're under pressure from Bournemouth, but Spurs play their way out well, all the way up to halfway now. Then Poro, charged down by Dongo Ouattara, Burkina Faso international, wins a... No, he doesn't. Andoni Iraola feels that was a Bournemouth throw, and he's furious, the Cherries boss.
He's like me, he thinks everyone is.
He's shaking his head. He's in the ear of the 4th official. And that one, Bournemouth do win a throw-in on halfway, down in front of the 2 technical areas. It has been his opposite number, though. Heinz Postecoglou has been shaking his head the most this evening. Kirkes with the throw-in. Cherries a goal up. Looking for their first back-to-back wins of this Premier League season. Down the line, Ouattara wins the header. Here's Tavernier, edge of the box. Ricochets out to Christie, finds Semenyo in space on the right. Semenyo into the area, onto his left foot, shoots over the bar, into the north stand. Goal kick. Tottenham have got a player down injured. Away to our left. He's Bissouma, who's getting up very gingerly, and you put your money on that opportunity to at least hit the target, and Tottenham get themselves in trouble. Here's Tyler Adams, saved by Forster and poked in by Evan Nilsson. Bournemouth set the trap, Tottenham walk straight into it. Evan Nilsson has his 5th goal of the season. The high press works again. Bournemouth 2, Tottenham 0.
Well, as the game is nowadays, my eyes went immediately to the linesman. No flag went up. What a great little threesome that was to press themselves and to persevere with it so much. Oh, hang on.
Oh, Willow. I think he might be offside. It looked like Archie Gray was playing him on in the corner of the 6-yard area, but I think Evan Nilsson might be offside. I don't think it's going to count. That angle, Willow, he looks way offside. I mean, it's not square, that camera angle. I don't think it's going to count. Let's wait until they've drawn the lines in. Having a good look at this one. The camera angle's not square, so it's difficult to know. From that angle, you'd say he's offside.
He does look offside from this angle.
Yeah, check complete. No goal, offside. Bournemouth with a second goal chalked off for offside in this game.
Evan Neeson, just a bit of a smile on his...
How many times you see that goal this season? That was reminiscent of Southampton against Chelsea last night. The goalkeeper playing out through the middle to a player under pressure.
Great work from Tyler, wasn't it, to nick the ball off. He could have got his first goal, Tyler, but he just hit the rebound.
Back underway, still 1-0 to the Cherries. Evan Nilsson and Tavernier with goals disallowed for offside tonight.
Yeah, definitely just slightly offside that was. Took not too long to find out, of course, but something to always give it a foul throw.
I've watched him down here a minute ago, Kirkes, and he launched himself forward. I'm surprised that one wasn't given. He didn't get away with it twice. Foul throw into Tottenham now on halfway down in front of us, this near right hand side. Bournemouth win it back through Christie on the halfway line, got Ouattara to his left, Evan Nilsson and Semenyo to the right. He tries to find Ouattara down the left. Forster comes a long way out, gets the clearance all wrong. Christie sends it square back out to the right hand side.
No, it was a shot. I'm sure it was a shot. The keeper was miles out. There was no goal. I think he tried to just clip it over the first defender, but he didn't get it, catch it right.
He's got it way wrong, as Ryan Christie.
Yeah. See, just watch. It is on.
Yeah.
If he gets it on target.
The wind hasn't helped him, but he's still not got it right anyway.
No.
They've got to put more pressure on Fraser Forster, Willow. When he's got the ball at his feet at the back, he is not confident playing in that way. Here comes Spurs over on the far left-hand side, trying to play their way out from the back through the outfield players to Kulusevski. Dean Howson steps in the centre circle and just smashes it away from Kulusevski and goes all the way out of play through a throw-in to Tottenham, over by the corner flag on the far side, deep inside the Spurs half.
If Howson can keep it at nil at the back with Zavet, man of the match, I think, for Howson.
Ball's over in front of the east stand, about halfway inside the Tottenham half. It's been a scrappy game at times, this.
Yes, it has.
Both teams winning the back, and Bournemouth have won in the back. Tavernier, edge of the box, shoots just wide. Oh, I can't believe it. He's thrown his hands down. He had Ouattara to his left. He saw the glory. Oh, it's not far away, John Williams. Still 1-0. And again, they play their way out along the 6-yard line. And Tottenham do clear up towards halfway this time. God, what a game of football.
It's definitely end-to-end stuff. Here we go again.
15 minutes to go at the Vitality Stadium. The crowd roar the Cherries on. Flags up for offside against Semenyo. Free kick to Spurs. Bournemouth a goal up through Dean Howson's header in the first half. Tavernier in the first half with a goal disallowed for offside. Evan Nilsson with a goal disallowed for offside in the second half. Son's had a goal disallowed for offside at the other end for Tottenham too. And here comes Son, trying to skip away from Adam Smith and Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo with a brilliant tackle inside the area. He had to get that one right, and he did. Spot on from Antoine Semenyo. Bournemouth clear up towards halfway line. Dragusin brings it down, lays it forward. Tyler Adams brilliant on the press again away from Kulusevski, then lays it off to Ouattara down the left. 3-on-2 as Willow said. Still Ouattara, couple of step overs. Still Dongo Ouattara shoots. He's put it wide. And into the north stand, goal kick, still 1-0 to the Cherries. Lewis Cook is coming on for Bournemouth.
Well, you wouldn't believe it. Yeah, magnificent Ryan again, all over the pitch. Just putting Cookie on for a little bit of insurance in front of the back two.
Lewis Cook for Ryan Christie, back from the slight muscle issue that kept him out of the win away at Wolves last weekend. Gets a few instructions from Ryan Christie. Christie gets a high five from Andoni Iraola.
Yeah, he's going right. He's looked for Morrison and he found him straight away.
As Willow said, Cook on to reinforce that shield in front of the back four for the last 15. Long ball forward from Tottenham, headed down in the way by the Cherries, and Lewis Cook gets his first touch to Tyler Adams inside the centre circle. They'll work it through Tavernier, out to Kirkes down the left. Ouattara's ahead of him. Ouattara 18 yards out, tight to the left-hand touchline. Back in field to Tyler Adams. You have to say, has looked brilliant again today for Bournemouth. Here's Howson dribbling forward for the Cherries, out from halfway. They'll work it to Tavernier and to Ouattara again, left side. Ouattara dribbling past Poro, still Ouattara, low cross in, across the face of goal. Cleared just about by Tottenham, only as far as Semenyo over on the right. And he has to nudge it back to Adam Smith, who finds Ilya Zabani on halfway. Brilliant from Dongo Ouattara.
Howson was up there for the attack, he continued the run.
Dongo Ouattara has got Pedro Poro on toast at the moment. It's back with Kepa now. Kepa goes long with his left foot out to this near left-hand side. Too much on it for Ouattara, bounces out of play, throw in two Spurs who are about to make a substitution.
Yeah, they are.
I think it might be a double change. Timo Werner looks like he's about to come on as well. I think it might be Lucas Bergvall, can't quite see. We'll find out in a minute. Throw into Tottenham, right hand side, halfway line, down the line to Dominic Solanke. Solanke tackled by Tyler Adams. Kirkes steps in for the second ball. Kirkes fouls James Maddison. Will that be a yellow card? No, Kirkes sprints away quickly and avoids the yellow card.
Yeah, everybody back for this free kick.
Free kick's halfway inside the Bournemouth half. It's about 18 yards in from this near right hand touchline. James Maddison and Pedro Poro stood over it. Double change coming up for Tottenham any moment now, after the free kick by the looks of it. Everyone lined up on the edge of the 18-yard area. Maddison delivers, right-footed low. It's shot goalwards by Brennan Johnson, comes back out to Basuma on the volley. Flag was up for offside, free kick to the Cherries.
That linesman seems to be right in my eye line every time.
Double change for
every time.
Replacing number 10, James Maddison.
Maddison off to the delight of the Bournemouth fans. Timo Werner on. Yves Basuma off.
15, Lucas Bergvall.
And Lucas Bergvall is the man to come on. With his
Werner's going out
bouncy blonde hair
onto the left-hand side. There's Son going, he's a problem.
Yeah, Son's gone more centrally.
Yeah,
Werner out to the left. Bergvall in front of the back four.
We need Cookie to pick him up. Son.
Free kick to the Cherries, edge of their own 18-yard area. Long ball forward from Kepa towards Semenyo out on the right in front of the east stand, beaten to the header, one back by Adam Smith, and then down the line he goes to Semenyo. Sliding tackle from Bergvall, but Semenyo's still got the ball at his feet all the way to the byline, gets the cross in, look at Tavernier, he's put it over the bar. He couldn't keep it down. He really should have done better, Marcus Tavernier. It's still 1-0, it's a goal kick to Tottenham. And Bournemouth are missing a lot of chances in this second half, John Williams.
Yeah, it just goes slightly behind him with a lot of pace. And that's why it goes over the top. You need to take the sting off you.
Here comes Spurs down the right. Kulusevski away from Ouattara, low cross into the edge of the 18-yard area. Lewis Cook cuts it off, sends it into the sky. Ouattara's headed down. It's towards Tyler Adams. Marcus Tavernier wins it for Bournemouth. He's still dribbling up towards halfway. He's cut off by a combination of Udogie and Son, and they'll work it back out to this right-hand side of the box. And Kulusevski, marked closely by Tyler Adams. Kulusevski onto his left foot, still in the right corner, sends it back to Bergvall. Bergvall with a square ball, halfway inside the Bournemouth half, to the feet of Udogie. Out to the left wing, and Timo Werner. Werner, the substitute in his orange boots, goes forward, looking for Dominic Solanke. Zabani is there, gets a good foot in, ball bounces out of play, throw into Tottenham deep inside the Bournemouth half on the far side, the Tottenham left.
Yeah, good work by Zabba there, just got enough on it to see it away from goal. Throwing coming in.
Throwing is into the box, and Kulusevski. Tyler Adams is holding him up, and Tavernier steps in and wins it back for Bournemouth. Sends it out to Kirkes in space down the left. He's got Ouattara ahead of him. He's got Evan Nilsson over on the right. He goes down the left wing to Ouattara. Dragusin comes across, sliding tackle, puts it out of play. Throw into Bournemouth.
Yeah, and only just keep on hold of the ball there for the lads to get their shape back. Pretty cute as a manager.
Kirkes with the throw in, just under halfway inside the Spurs half. Again the crowd get going. Down the line looking for Ouattara. Bergvall cuts it off. The Swede puts it out of play. Throw in to Bournemouth. Kirkes will take.
Big switch on now if he wants it. No, it's
finds the feed of Cook. Cook does switch through Zabani just outside the centre circle in the Bournemouth half. Zabani brings it under control, dribbles into the Tottenham half, and finds Adam Smith on the right. 1-2 between Smith and Semenyo. Back to Semenyo, right wing. Semenyo with the ball at his feet. Square ball, edge of the box. It is Tavernier off to Ouattara. Shoots, blocked. Back out to Ouattara. Still trying to squeeze the shot away. He does and sends it over the bar. Bournemouth miss another one. Goal kick. Andoni Iraola can't believe it. How many chances are going to go begging for the Cherries in this second 45?
Oh,
they were queuing up there.
They were queuing up to put in, but the one thing, don't put it over the top. Even if you hit the goalkeeper with it, something else might happen.
Andoni Iraola with his head in his hands. And now Tottenham come at the other end. Grandstand finish to this game. 7.5 minutes to go. Bergvall, edge of the Bournemouth box, out to Timo Werner, inside the area, dribbling towards Adam Smith, shoots over the bar behind. Goal kick to the Cherries.
Oh, Dango, anything, just keep the ball down.
How many have gone over, Willow?
Oh, that's
head over the ball. Yes,
well, even if you can't do that, it's having the perception to see the ball. Just keep it low, just below the crossbar, and you've got a chance.
I know it's much easier from sat up here in the press box.
Oh,
there was
easy,
a player sliding in, which may be why he tried to go a bit higher with it. But
I think he slashed at it.
How many chances is that now?
Too many.
Goal kick to the Cherries. Kepa will take. Triple change coming up for Bournemouth. David Brooks, Enes Unal, and I can't see the other one. Phil Billing about to come on for the Cherries to try and see this one through for 6 minutes plus stoppage time. Ball's on halfway. Heung-min Son. Is that we're going to go back because the subs are going to be made?
That's kind of interesting.
That's bold.
It is.
That's 3 attacking players as well.
Well,
Evan Nilsson heading off. Thought he had his 5th goal of the season. Chalked off for offside. On comes Enes Unal, who's got to do a big job of holding the ball up front for Bournemouth now. Marcus Tavernier off. Phil Billing on. I mean, not many managers would do this now, would they?
I don't think so.
Antoine Semenyo off. David Brooks on. 1-0 up. 6 minutes to go. A triple change. 3 attackers are coming on.
Well, we'll just have a look. Brooksy obviously will go out to the right hand side. Phil Bill
into the 10, and Unal into the 9.
Yeah. The thing that concerns me when this happens is set plays. Everybody's allocated their markers. Now they've got to be so on the ball down there to make sure who's coming off, knows who's going on to mark the players from corners and free kicks.
5 minutes to go. Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0 on BBC Radio Solent and the BBC Sounds app across the UK. Ball's back with Fraser Forster, the Tottenham goalkeeper, who dinks one out through the middle. Howson gets up and wins the header. It's over on this, well, it's on this near side, not over. Kulusevski for Tottenham. Back to Bergvall on halfway. Skips away from Phil Billing. Bergvall sends it out to the right and Pedro Porro halfway inside the Bournemouth half. Back in field to Kulusevski. Runs into Phil Billing. Good play from Billing. Stood tall and dribbles away with it. Here's Enes Unal halfway inside his own half. Lays it back to Smith. Smith clears long over the top, looking for David Brooks in space down the right. Flag stayed down. Here is David Brooks, right side of the box. He's got Phil Billing in the area if he can find him. Still Brooks, low cross in, corner. Deflected wide, corner to the Cherries.
What a pass that was out of defence.
Adam Smith.
Absolutely superb. Right into his path, didn't have to check his run. Wins does another corner.
Corner will be taken by Brooks over on the far side. I think it's a long way away. My eyesight's not that good.
It's Brooksy.
Right arm up in the air. Left-footed, in-swinging delivery to the front post. Headed away, out to Billing. Nods it back into the area. Flicked on and over the bar by Dongo Ouattara. Goal kick. Flag didn't go up for offside. Another chance for Dongo Ouattara. Difficult chance.
Yeah, it was.
Tottenham playing out from the back. They give it to Ouattara. Here's Enes Unal inside the area. Unal shoots. Saved by Forster. Comes back out to Unal. It's another chance for the Cherries. Ouattara with the cross to the back post. Over the head of everyone. And it's going to roll out. Is it not quite? It's kept in by Udogie over on the far side.
That was another miss. That's got to go down as a miss.
How many? Enisu now. Either side, here come Tottenham at the other end. Son, game's opened up again, cut off by Tyler Adams, and then Ilya Zabani steps in with the second. We've got 2.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Bournemouth 1-0 up against Tottenham, a team they've only beat twice before. Here's David Brooks, halfway inside the Spurs half, trying to thread it through to Dongo Watara. It's cut off by Dragusin just, and Lewis Cook with a sliding interception doesn't quite get there. Son lays it off to Kulusevski. Inside the Bournemouth half now. They work it out to the right, and Brennan Johnson, 35 yards out. 1-2 between Kulusevski and Johnson. Back with Kulusevski now, crossing to the area, looking for Solanke, headed away by Bournemouth, only as far as Son inside the D. Tyler Adams goes smashing into Son, drops him to the deck, and the ball ricochets away, and now back towards halfway. Bournemouth with all 11 men back behind the ball. Bergvall, square ball into the centre circle, and Dragusin goes to his left with the ball along the ground to Archie Gray. Gray works it out to Timo Werner. Werner 35 yards out, in off the left flank onto his right foot, working his way into the box. 1-2 with Udogie. David Brooks steps in and wins the ball back and clears up towards Enisu now, who's isolated. He needs to hold on to the ball, he doesn't, and it's won back by Bergvall. Here he is halfway inside Bournemouth's half, left of centre, sends it out to the left in the touchline, and Udogie, the left back infield to Bergvall with the square ball. Comes back out to the right hand side now, and Poro, low ball into the box, cut off by Phil Billing, and now Bournemouth can break. 2-on-2, Watara and Unal up against Gray and Dragusin. Watara's going to run it, Dragusin to the edge of the box, couple of step overs, still Dongo Watara, he's going to go it alone, he shoots wide again and into the north stand. They've had a catch, a lot of footballs, the supporters in the north stand this evening. It's another goal kick. It's still Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0. We're into the final minute here at the Vitality Stadium.
Yeah, Tottenham 2 balls on the pitch, so they'll have to start again.
Play back underway. They'll work it out to the right. Brennan Johnson on halfway, tight to the right touchline, dribbling down the line. Tyler Adams comes across and holds him up. Johnson just checks back in field. Got Kulusevski ahead of him, and Son arriving across. His pass down the line is cut off by Tyler Adams, so he goes back to the halfway line. Dragusin ball forward to Kulusevski.
3-on-2
Lewis
again.
Cook has won it back again, and it's 2-on-2 now. Lewis Cook, Unal's ahead of him. Cook's heading towards the corner flag away to our left. In fact, he's just held it up halfway inside the Tottenham half. Tommy Elphick just signalling for the Bournemouth players to calm themselves down, and they go all the way back to Dean Howson, who clears forward. Phil Billing with a loose touch. Poro smashes it into the Bournemouth half. Adam Smith is there, Ilya Zabani too, and Zabani takes no chances and clears high. 6 minutes at the end of this game. Time maybe for a Bournemouth winner though. Billing sends it out to the far right hand side. Looking for David Brooks, too much on the pass. Udogie will recover it over by the corner flag, and Brooks keeps him over there and gets a foot in. Goal kick.
Mind you, I don't mind a goal kick because they sometimes can give it away. Here we go again.
Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0. Dean Howson's goal in the first half, separating the two teams. Into 6 minutes of stoppage time we go. You're listening to BBC Radio Solent, the BBC Sounds app across the UK. Tottenham playing their way out from the back. Bergvall dribbling up to halfway and inside the centre circle. He's got Timo Werner to the left and finds him. 20 yards out, forward to Son, left side of the Bournemouth box.
Offside.
Flags up for offside against Son. Free kick to the Cherries.
I don't know what Phil Bill was trying to do there. Was that a pass to Brooksy, or because there was one stage where we looked to have an overload
at the other end?
Yes. Just showing the goal again.
Lovely
on the
header.
Screens. Great header
from Big Dean Howson.
I'm going to say he's been man of the match as well.
Keep your powder dry.
Keep me powder dry.
You've got 5 minutes to see out, yeah?
Might need fresh horses.
Kepa clears from the back from the free kick, high into the Tottenham half, headed away by Dragusin, one back by Lewis Cook. Here's David Brooks over on the right hand side, ball down the line to Phil Billing, little bit of space, right side of the Spurs box, still Billing, surrounded by players, brilliant footwork by Billing, he's still going into the area, square ball to Enisu now, lays it off to Tyler Adams, thinks about the shot, they find Watara inside the area, left side, Watara lays it back to Tyler Adams who shoots, it's blocked by Bergvall and cleared by Spurs. Dean Howson sends it back into the mixer, Dongo Watara keeps it in. Bournemouth players had stopped. Here are Bournemouth into the box. Kirkes from the byline, square ball in, put behind by the feet of Fraser Forster. Corner to the Cherries.
how many goals could we have? Honest to God, the chances we missed. But now I don't think they'll put the corner in.
It's the left arm of Bergvall, but it was tucked in, so you're not going to get a penalty for that these days. To block Tyler Adams' shot. Corner to Bournemouth. We're into 6 minutes of stoppage time.
I think they're going to run the clock down with this corner.
We've played 2.5 of those 6. Lewis Cook with the corner away to our left. Phil Billings looking for the short one. It is to Billing. They are going to keep it by the corner flag. Lewis Cook. He goes back to Milos Kerkez, about 25 yards out. Kerkez delivers to the back post. They're still searching. Who now with the header? It's straight into Fraser Forster.
I thought he could have headed that backwards. Dango was just on the far toast.
3 minutes of stoppage time to go. Bournemouth 1-0 up here at the Vitality Stadium. Tottenham on the attack, down the right. Kulusevski, right side of the Bournemouth box. Left-footed cross in. Dean Howson gets up and heads away. And Adam Smith picks up the second ball. Heavy touch from Smith, but he recovers it. And then he fires it into Udogie, and it'll be a throw into the Cherries.
Great work again by Howson, wasn't it? It was only a flick, but it was that was absolutely needed to get the ball into Smithy's path.
Throw into Bournemouth. 25 yards out from their own goal line, over on the right in front of the East Stand and the travelling Spurs supporters. Long throw in forward from Smith down the line, flicked on by the Cherries, one back by Tottenham on halfway. Here's Gray, pressed quickly by Unal, goes square to Dragusin, forward to Bergvall. On halfway, Enes Unal is trying to get back and recover the ball, but he can't. Bergvall to Udogie, still over on the left in front of the East Stand. Tottenham work it back to the centre circle and Dragusin, all 11 men back behind the ball for Bournemouth. Forward to Bergvall through the middle. Phil Billing with a brilliant tackle in there to break up the play. Tyler Adams steps in. Enes Unal is there, but Unal's given the ball away to Udogie. Frustration amongst the home fans, and Tottenham will come again down the right. Kulusevski, right side of the box, 18 yards out, square ball into the area. It was a flick goalwards by Dominic Solanke, and it's flicked wide. It's a goal kick to the Cherries. 1.5 minutes of stoppage time to go. And there's a few Cherries fans near us who think the job's done and they're heading home to beat the traffic.
Yeah, Unal needs to just tighten his game up there.
He's got to do better, hasn't he, Willow? He's got to hold the ball
up, and all we have to do is see this last minute out.
Bournemouth on course for another huge home win. Arsenal, no problem. Man City, no problem. Tottenham, nearly there.
Nearly there. Win this header, Phil Bill.
Goal kick to the Cherries into the final minute of stoppage time with Bournemouth 1-0 up. Up towards halfway, Phil Billing flicks on. Here's Enes Unal, heads it down. Can he bring it under control? No, bounces off of his back heel. He's been dispossessed again, Enes Unal. Here's Kulusevski. Works it out to the right, and Brennan Johnson. Infield to Pedro Porro. Porro with the cross into the box. Adam Smith with the clearance from Bournemouth. Back out to Porro down this near right-hand side. He just smashes it back towards the area and back out of play for a goal kick to Bournemouth. 25 seconds to go. And Iraola is clapping his players. Enes Unal has got to do better up front for Bournemouth.
Yeah, the referee just on the word with the goalkeeper here.
Soak it up, Cherries fans. They certainly are here inside the ground. These are special times to be a Bournemouth fan. Goal kick taken by Kepa, long up towards halfway. We've had the 6 minutes of stoppage time, whatever the referee is going to add on now. Enes Unal does do well, not quite, doesn't win it back. Lewis Cook does. There's the full-time whistle. Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0. The Cherries' first back-to-back wins of the Premier League season. They've beaten Arsenal here at Vitality Stadium. They've beaten Manchester City. They've gone after Tottenham tonight. They've beaten them 1-0. It could easily have been 6-0. And they move up into the top half, 9th in the Premier League table. What a season they are having. John Williams.
Yes, it's absolutely incredible. You know, full credit to the boys and the manager for the performance. He took a chance by throwing 3 on at the end. But as always with Andoni, he seems to make the right substitutions. Yes, we had chance after chance. It could have been 5, 6, who knows. But the fact that we've beaten Arsenal and Man City and Chelsea and Tottenham this evening is just absolutely fantastic. The boys deserve so much credit for all their energy and skill they've put into the game. Great stuff.
Bournemouth fans straight into a chorus of Iraola as soon as the full-time whistle went. John Williams, you'll talk more to Ian Wilding about this, but what about Dean Howson? A winning goal, 19 years old, into the side for the injured Marcos Senesi, and yes, he scored the goal which would have won them the game, but what a defensive performance as well at the back.
Yeah, you have to back him up with Zabra as well, but Howson was definitely the pick of the bunch today. You know, throughout the team, he got important headers in. He showed great skill with his passing, his tackling. His whole game was of a really high standard today, and the lads just giving him a hug now. They know that he's been fantastic, and he scored the winning goal.
He's being shoved towards the north stand. He and Ilya Zavani have kept £60 million Dominic Solanke incredibly quiet this evening. May still be recovering from illness, but we barely mentioned the former Bournemouth striker's name. What a win for the Cherries. Reaction to come if we can get it to you in time on Solent Sport. Look out for it if not on the @Solent Sport X account. John Williams will stick around to speak to Ian Wilding, and let's hear from you too. Maybe you're just walking out of the ground listening on BBC Sounds. Maybe you've been with us all evening. How are you celebrating that one tonight? @Solent Sport on X, 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Make Solent the first word. 81333 on the text messages. Again, start those with the word Solent. What a time to be a Bournemouth fan at the moment. Full time at the Vitality. Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0.
This is BBC Radio Solent Sport.
Bournemouth have seen off Arsenal, they've seen off Manchester City, and now you can add Tottenham Hotspur to that list.
Tavernier delivers towards the back post. Howson! Dean Howson with the header! Bournemouth go 1-0 up on Tottenham. A brilliant delivery from Tavernier from the corner, and Dean Howson pops up unmarked at the back post. In the side for the injured Senesi. He puts the Cherries in front. Bournemouth 1, Tottenham 0.
As our Cherries commentator Jordan Clark says, these are special times to be an AFC Bournemouth supporter. And we want to hear from you as well between now and 10:30 on Solent Sport. 81333 on the text, Solent your first word. And for your WhatsApp, 08000 321 333. Solent your first word. Tweet us @Solent Sport. Reaction next from John Williams, our Cherries summariser on the home of live sport across the south.
BBC Radio Solent Sport.
They're the Christmas songs that you know and love, but have you ever wondered who were the real kids who sang with Wizard?
When I told my mum and dad, they were, I don't know. And I said, if you don't let me go, I'll never speak to you again.
Why the girls in Wham's last Christmas video could have been different.
He didn't want me to go because George is so impossibly handsome. He said, I'll pay you not to go, because he was jealous.
Oh, what was it like being on set in the snow in Lapland with Shakin' Stevens?
Getting called onto set by an elf was, I thought, pretty amazing.
The untold stories behind the festive songs you know so well. Christmas Hits Unwrapped with me, Sally Lindsay. Listen now on BBC Sounds.
Ian Wilding.
BBC Radio Solent Sport.
Good evening. Bournemouth 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0. Number of supporters still in the ground celebrating a wonderful victory and a wonderful night. Let's bring in John Williams, our Cherry summariser. And it was another one of those special nights in the end for Bournemouth, Willow.
Absolutely, and look, make no mistake, this is no fluke. If it had been 5 or 6, we've had chance after chance, even in the last 6 minutes of the extra time.